For the second night in a row, or at least second streaming night in a row, my music died out on me before I was... Sorry, I just kind of throwing this together. I was watching the World Series tonight and just kind of relaxing after kind of a long day of ham radio, actually. I had a great meeting over at the park down in Cypress. Actually, I think it's in Cerritos. About 15 or so showed up, maybe a little bit more. I think I counted 15, including actually 16, including myself. Great showing. KN6OS, WA6QXA, W6WWD. Many more. W6DUO put it together. He showed up there about 5 a.m. to reserve a spot for us today, so that was very nice of him. I really appreciate that. Glad he was able to do that and save a nice little bench area and clean everything off. That was really nice of him. Today is, what is it, October 30th, 2021. So it looks like October is pretty much done for us. Tonight, I'm going to start out on 2-meter sideband. I heard Fred KN6OS out there. He was at the little get-together we had today. We had the ham radio crash course guy, NAZ, I believe his last call letters are. I'm really bad with call letters. I can't remember everybody. Michael, thanks for catching it. I appreciate it. Sorry, my music ran out before the timer ran out. One of these days, I'll get that figured out. I got a track from a different area, so a different place. All right, so let's go to some radio here. See if somebody pops on here. We had some guys out here just a second ago. I'm also going to work on something I could put the chat actually on the screen, so everybody doesn't have to look over to the side. I'll put it on this side.
I very seldom get them right the first time. I don't know why. I always have trouble with my computer.
Let's see. I finally got the screen in my 9700 looking pretty decent, so... Let's see here.
You finally got it? Did you find him on your computer, Fred?
Yep, I got it.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Greg.
Hey, man, nice meeting you today. That truck you have is beautiful, and K6EGG for ID.
Good evening, Greg. Nice to finally met you, and, well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's probably the last piece of wheels I'll ever want to buy.
Why would you ever want to buy something else, man? That thing's like a little clubhouse in there. I wish I would have took some pictures of it, but yeah, that looks really nice. Nice setup. You have an LMR 400 going to your antenna from your all your other components?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah. I ran 400 throughout the whole. Everything is LMR 400. And Fred, he was very instrumental on making sure I took the right road, and between circuit breakers to wire size. So I'm happy with it. What we were talking about a few minutes ago, and I'm really pleased with it. I got a few more things to do, but yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised Fred didn't talk you into dragging 500 feet of ground wire behind you just for a little extra grounding, but it looks really good. Joe's I think it was a Jeep, right, with the GP9 on it. That was pretty amazing stuff.
Oh, you're right. I was telling Fred, Fred's listening. Yeah, that was beautiful. I like those old Willie Jeeps, and boy, he's got that thing spot, from the bottom side to the top side. And yeah, that variety of antennas. What a fun, take that sucker and park it somewhere and have some good times.
Yeah, that'd be great to go to the top of a hilltop or like a ridge or something. I mean, and take your amplifier out, put it this thing, and with that GP9 and that wattage, man, you'd be sounding like a repeater up there.
Yeah, that would be nice. I've always thought about once we get back into going maybe a little camping or something, maybe taking my GP9 and mounting it somehow, through on one of those wheel things up on the truck, or put it on the bed of the truck and play a little radio with that, see if that made any difference. But yeah, a good time. Well, yeah, it was very nice meeting you. I was telling Fred, I really enjoyed the company there today. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of, big antennas, back in the day, my buddy Rick, he was actually my old roommate and everything else. This was in the 90s before we had our ham radio license. We took the Antron 99 off my house for a CB, and he had an amplifier in his truck. I think it was a 200-watt linear that we picked up from a truck stop. We drove up to the top of Idlewild. I can't remember the highway, 78 or something like that, or 87, and looked out over this ridge. We could kind of see like the Inland Empire Valley and stuff like that. Stuck that thing in the ground with a pole and just sat there for like 4 hours up there transmitting. And we were just like, I don't think I've ever had so many people come back to me up there.
Oh, I can only imagine. Having that height and the clear sight with a nice big antenna with some good dB. Well, that sounds like a good time. Yeah. Hey, real quick, I know you got a good ears for audio. I'm having a little clipping problem, Fred said. Do you recognize it from your distance?
Definitely hearing the clipping. It just sounds like it's gating, more or less, not clipping. I am streaming right now, so if you want to listen to yourself, I can give a little quick quiet and let you go give yourself a 10 count, and you can maybe talk yourself through it and see what you hear.
I trust you, you and Fred's ears. I just got to figure out what's causing it. I'm not sure, so I got to do some research. Well, I just didn't know if Fred and I are so close, if it would be, prominent all the way to you. So that's no big deal. I'll keep playing with it and figure out what the heck's going on.
My guess, I'm running some gates on some equipment here. If you set the threshold a little too low, sometimes if it gets a little too quiet, it will cut you off. So I'm thinking maybe if there's a threshold setting for time or audio level.
Roger, would you? I don't know if this uses the same terminology. They call it a downward expander. Would that be similar to what you're referring to?
Yeah, it would definitely be an expander. Downward meaning they'll lower your level, so it will cut it out. So that you might want to turn that. I don't know their terminology and on what the metering or the knobs are, because I haven't seen it, but just may want to flip that back and forth and see if it makes a difference.
Well, QSL, okay. Well, I've turned it about almost to the first position, the lowest position, if you will, and then I don't know if that made any difference. I don't want to take up the time just trying to fix my problem, but if I can isolate it that it might be just into this expander or downward expander, that would be great. I don't have to worry about everything else.
If you just change something, I think it sounds better. And don't worry about taking up time. This is what we're all here for, trying to make each other's station sound better. So, did you just do something?
I did. I took it from, let's say, the 1 o'clock position all the way back to like 8 o'clock. So it's only one marking up from being at the lowest.
I would leave it there for now. I think Fred would probably agree if you're still out there, Fred. Does Ward sound different, better?
Yeah, he sounds better to me already.
Well, Roger, I'll take it. I wasn't sure what the world was going on. There's just all these different fields, so I'm trying not to mess with anything. But I appreciate it. Thanks. I'm glad if that was it. Well, thank you both. That just check one thing off the to-do list.
Yeah, and the band's really weird. Like, you start fading away for a minute there, and everything came back. So I think it's the actual band, though, not you.
Well, I'll leave it alone. I can tell you what, the HF bands have just been great. I mean, boy, even I've got 10 meter, 12, 15, the contacts, not just because of the worldwide CQ worldwide, but even prior to the past couple of days, boy, the bands have been really good. So I'm not sure what's going on these bands. Go ahead.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
You're 50% better.
50%?
Oh yeah, you're better. That's good.
Oh man, wait till I move my antenna.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Oh, perfect. Well, that Graham knocked it out of the park right there. He knew he hit it. See, when you know what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, I had it way too high. Right now, it's where it's good, but if I turn it right back up here to where
anybody new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. Not trying to sell anything other than some ham radio. We're just helping out Ward. W6WD, out there in Orange County. So it sounds like you got the skating issue worked out.
And then, I've got the mic, I'm using the high.
Well, thanks for watching here. We'll be back on the DStar here in just a little bit.
3 different radios.
I do want to chat with some of these guys. I hung out with them this afternoon, late this morning, early this afternoon. It was great meeting Ward, W6WWD for the first time, Gabe, K6EGG, and he's talking to me.
Copy. I was just talking to the YouTube family here watching. Yeah, man, I'm glad you got it worked out. Sounds a lot better. I know when I didn't talk to you for a while, like you had turned it on and it sounded like it was up all the way. I think it was the last time I talked to you about a month ago, if that sounds right. I think I mentioned it.
Yeah, you did, and like I said, all I did now is I backed him from like a 1 o'clock position down to 8 o'clock position, and if that was the problem, then I appreciate all the good ears.
Cool deal. Yeah, you sound better. What do you have on there as a what is it, a gate or something?
Well, it's the product comes from he's a ham out of New York, a Whiskey 2 India Hotel Yankee, W2IHY. He builds external equalizer and other equipment just for ham. He's a ham and he does it for ham. So what I turned down was the downward expander, it's called.
Yeah, what an expander does is kind of basically like a noise gate. There's a threshold and a ratio to what the audio level, what it will do to the audio level. The threshold is whenever it gets quiet, like just say your voice peaks at 0 and it starts to go away, meaning you can't hear anything, or you're quiet at like, let's say -20 or -40, for instance. That threshold would be like, if you set it at -40, that's when the gate will start kicking in. If you turn it up any more, like up to like -10, -20, whenever your voice dips, it will cut the gate in, and you'll lose a little bit of what you said that's below the threshold. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Roger, absolutely, and I appreciate the way you explained it. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. I got my QRZ. You can see it. Well, I think you pulled it up right there on his site. But yeah, on the HF side, on the Yaesu side, I didn't have any complaints. But maybe I'll try. I'm going to leave it alone, and I'll play a little HF tomorrow and see if I get any complaints. But thanks a million, and yeah, I'm glad you nailed it right there.
And do you have a ratio setting on it, you said?
Well, I don't know, not a ratio. It's just a level where it's got just lines from basically 7 o'clock or 7, 8, 9 or 11, 12, 1. So I've got it at the second lowest settings, and then there's an output level, but I have that turned to where I was based on what the gentleman who built this recommends. So if I'm not clipping now, then hopefully I'm okay.
Copy that. Usually, like the ratio, they'll have like a 1-to-3, a 3-to-1, a 2-to-1. So every 2 dB you're over the threshold, will bring it down 1 dB, or every 3 dB you're over, they'll bring it down 1 dB. So threshold or the ratio, a little confusing. It's kind of like a math equation, but basically, every step you go over the threshold, it will bring it down X amount of steps or level, different levels. So that's kind of how the ratio works.
Well, what's interesting is when I read this real quick, it says the downward expander removes unwanted audible sounds such as a fan noise. The downward expander is operated by tuning the level counterclockwise, just to the point where the unwanted sound is removed. So I took that as ambient background noise. So, but I've turned that down, like I said, to the lowest, and between you and Fred, so the audio came in much better then. So I guess that was a problem.
Yeah, and it could be the gain setting in your microphone as well, because that all interacts. Once you change your gain setting in your microphone, it throws off the whack of that expander gate or whatever they refer to it as. So you turn up your mic gain, you're going to pick up more background noise, so you can bring up the threshold a little bit more, closer to 0. Like for instance, just like you said, the ambient sound, like if you're close enough, probably you can hear a little bit of my fan noise in the back. If I had an expander gain on it and I had it set for, let's say, the fan noise is coming in. I'm looking at my meter on my scope here that's in front of me that you guys can't see on TV. It's at minus 40. If I set my threshold just above minus 40, it would notch that out, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what's happening.
Okay, Roger. Yeah, well, I do have a availability to adjust the output level, of course, the mic, not touching bass treble or any compression, just on the actual external piece. And right now I've just lowered it right there to about 12 o'clock. That's a 12 o'clock setting. And my ALC dropped from probably peaking at 8 is now peaking between 3 to 4.
Well, you sound good on my end, so whatever settings you did seems to work. The thing is with like microphones and stuff in the audio world, and especially in the radio world, always set your input gain first, and then adjust your output gain to your input gain. Don't go the other way, because all you're going to do is bring up noise, so that makes sense also.
Okay, yeah, it does. And, well, thank you. Yeah, I'll just leave everything just as it is, and then if it works, then we're good to go. But, yeah, I was telling Fred, sorry I didn't stay a little longer. My son had to get down to Huntington Beach, and by the time we got there and took care of some other stuff, boy, it was already 3 o'clock. So it was good meeting you and also everybody else today.
Yeah, it was great meeting you. Even if stopping by for 10 minutes is great, man. I wish a couple other people were able to make it. I thought they were going to make it, and they didn't, so we have to give them a hard time. So, yeah, good, cool deal. It was great seeing your setup in your truck. I envy you there. That's you basically are rolling around the area on the streets with a base station in your car. So that's pretty cool stuff.
Well, I appreciate. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, and I don't really use it that often, but I got a couple things left to do. I got to get the HF antenna hooked up. I have the mount. I just got to finish that and then hardwire the amp to the radio so I don't have it has a little bit of a long delay on the sideband side. It works perfect on the call FM, but on the sideband I got to get it to be hard keyed. But yeah, absolutely. Well, it's good again. Pleasure meeting you and everybody else. I'll throw over to Fred. You still out there, Fred? And I'll be listening here also, Greg. So K6EGG and KN6OS in the group W6WWD.
He may have went to go get a cup of coffee again.
Anyway, ain't that a beautiful amp there, K6EGG? That's a pretty amp in there, huh?
It's an awesome setup, man. That's like professionally done, all tie wrapped in and all like in a line and everything. Pretty impressive there. All he needs is go and get Joe's GP9 set up with the ratchet he has on it to pull it up.
He'll be extremely loud. I think you'll outdo Joe because he has what they call a bigger mirror effect. He has more metal showing. He's got more metal in that big pickup than that Jeep. So I think Ward will win.
I would love to see a race between them two. That would be awesome. They can go to each hilltop and we can see which one sounds a little stronger in my area.
The hilltop, I think the Willys, he'll get up to the top of the hill first. That's where he'll be ahead. But when Ward gets up there, he'll have the bigger signal.
And I don't think I've ever talked to Ward mobile, so that'd be nice to talk to one of these days.
Worked him out Fontana all over the place. When he's in Fontana, he's loud. Actually, he's louder than you when he's in the mobile in Fontana.
I believe it. What are you doing out in Fontana, Ward?
I remember that day, Fred. Yeah, I was going out. I was picking up a aftermarket fuel tank for that truck. I bought a 70-gallon fuel tank my son installed at his shop. So, yeah, I was out there, just right at Cherry Avenue, Cherry and the 10, south of there in an industrial complex, and I was talking to Fred and Alex one day. Yeah.
It's not too awful far. It's probably about 10 or 15 minutes away. So, yeah, you probably would have been booming in here.
Yeah, well, I thought about you when I hit the 60 in the 71 area, but there was I don't think he must have been working. Nobody was on, but I did catch Fred and Alex, and that was kind of a nice little short, run to see how it would transmit. So, yeah, I'm very pleased with the turnout. My son did all the hard labor. He did all the wrapping, and he put all the coax. He did the zip tie thing. I thought was pretty cool. I told him.
Nice stuff. I got to have him do my radio.
Well, I'm sure he'll do yours. He about killed me on this one. He was so tired of me, and it was just a lot of work.
I bet. I kind of threw my radio in my car. I mean, it's like literally underneath my passenger seat, not bolted down, and wires everywhere. It's really messy. For me, it's very bad, but it seems to work, and I haven't had that much time. Having trouble actually kind of getting in a position to get in there physically right.
Oh, I know. He had to build it out. He had a bunch of angle iron, aluminum, and so forth. So he built a bracket that mounts on the bottom of the console, and it's tilted at like a 45 or 38 degree angle. So he measured all this stuff so the radio would sit and not, it'd be very well. The only problem is, it's inside where it's at, but it's sit on a really sturdy mount because we had to take out that whole center console and all the other stuff. So my truck looked like it got ransacked for a while, but he got it all back together. So I'm very pleased and very grateful that he did it.
And I'm looking at your station on your QRZ page, and I have it up if you don't mind on the YouTube channel. This is a new setup, if I recall right. I don't remember you having a monitor and stuff of your radio, so that looks pretty nice. I'm really jealous. I would love to have a monitor out on my radio. That station looks cool, dude.
Oh, you do have it up. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got the TV. I think last Christmas. I think I bought it Black Friday deal. But I usually put up the Geochron on it. But that day I was just being lazy, looking up on the screen. Sometimes I hang out on the 18165. We have a group of guys throughout the states that kind of hang out there, real nice, kind of like up here. But yeah, that's my ticket. I got to stop buying things.
Yeah, and I didn't realize how close you were to that park. You're right. I mean, that was like a block away. You can almost walk there.
Yeah, I could have definitely walked there. Yeah, like I told Fred earlier, you couldn't have been more convenient. I would have traveled, mostly go anywhere, but when he said Cerritos Park, I'm like, oh, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, a couple of the guys went out my way. I know Keith came out, Denny came out, although Denny didn't make it today, so I wanted to go out there at least. I don't mind the drive. Andy and I were on the road together, coming in and leaving today. He actually took the 91 and I took the 6057, and I probably beat him by about 20 minutes.
Oh, funny. Yeah, it was good seeing Andy. I met Andy once before. It was real nice having him, seeing him, and you guys. And I was surprised when Josh showed up from Crash Course. I was like, whoa! I guess he heard you guys on the call frequency and said, "Gotta come by, huh?"
Yeah, actually, Andy and I were talking on the call frequency, trying to figure out where the park, and then we heard Joe on there, and I heard him talking to somebody else. I thought Joe was going to show up, which he did, and I just kind of randomly, I didn't know what his call sign was. I go, hey, we're meeting at a park, come on over. He gave me his call letters, and that was kind of it. And then I was looking up on my phone to see who he was, and I had a Cerritos address or whatever, and I'm like, oh, he is close or whatever. And then I figured out it's the same dude that does the Ham Nation or Ham Radio Crash Course. So kind of a small world.
Yeah, nice guy. This radio Crash Course, and then I think he's on Ham Nation too at times. So yeah, a very intelligent guy and does a nice job. Oh, he's got a lot of subscribers, doesn't he?
Yeah, I hit him up about that. I'm like, how do I do that? I'm kind of swimming upstream, just building my base here. I don't think I'll ever get that many, but it's just kind of fun connecting with people. And that was the original thing, was just to, for you guys to hear your voices come out of my radio and kind of expand a little bit. But making all the contacts out there and stuff like that, that's kind of like the reason why I'm doing it now. I've been on DStar a lot. I made contacts from all over the world within like 10, 15 minutes. Some of the guys found me on YouTube and followed me onto DStar, and some of the guys were on DStar and followed me on YouTube. So it's kind of like a, two different medias, so to speak, going into one. So it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, roger that. W6WWD. Well, yeah, it was nice that he popped in. It was nice meeting him. I've driven by his house before, and yeah, he's got that nice IR up there, and yeah, so it's good. Well, had a nice turnout. Are you getting any closer to taking your test for a general?
I got to be honest with you. I haven't looked. I've been kind of dealing with some other stuff. I haven't been able to work too much, which has mainly. I would have more time, but I've been kind of dealing with some other life issues. That's been kind of occupying my brain. So I have not, and I probably won't be for a little bit.
Hey, I understand. Life gets in the way. Life, yeah. No, that's why I've been on the radio too. You know, my father-in-law passed. Just a lot of stuff comes at one time, and there's life beyond radio. But it's sure nice to, when things settle down, to get back in and play radio and talk to people that you like communicating with. But yeah, it was great. Great to be great again. You still out there, Fred?
Yeah, I'm still out here. I'm listening.
Fred, did you eat all the rest of those donuts?
Well, you're working and sounding good. I told you it was just a small, minor adjustment. K6 West.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Did you eat the rest of those donuts and sandwiches today?
Oh, wait. There's some other people came down. We gave it to them there. Didn't want to throw them away. They took over the donuts there. I had plenty. So now you see my bicycle with a radio kit on it, and my backpack, I had a little radio kit on that too. So that's how I made all that work.
That bicycle mobile there is better than some people's mobile in their cars. So you should feel pretty impressed.
I do, but what I'm trying to make the point is, a lot of people when they set up their mobile put a little radio kit and better grounding everything. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I know you love your grounding there, Freddie.
Yeah, well, it makes a big difference.
My whole car is a ground, though.
Yeah, but you got to have good connections because if you remember N3EPA, when he bought his 9700, you couldn't hear him at that time. He can barely talk to me when he's over in Wilmington, and that's when we met a couple months ago. And I told him about Ward. I said, I talked to mobiles in Fontana. 50 watts are 4 or 5 times louder than you are in Fontana. And here in Wilmington, you should be blasting me out with a 100-watt radio. So I really got on him real hard. And I'm glad I did because when he went home back to Pennsylvania, he ripped everything apart and he found the problem. It was a bad antenna connection to the ground.
Yeah, he sounds pretty good, man. I haven't talked to him on sideband in a couple of weeks. He was actually down in Brea or Placentia or something like that off the 57 about 2 weeks ago. We touched base real quick, but he's been on DStar quite a bit. He normally floats around on 12 Alpha, and he followed me up to 30. He's probably watching right now. He is the lurker.
But there goes my point. It was all back to the grounding. He had a good radio. It was the ground. The ground.
I'm not running no ground right now.
Something's grounded somewhere.
Hey, Fred?
Yeah.
I think it was the ground of the coax that was connected to the connector.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, yeah, grounding issues to the antenna, too.
I knew it. He was watching. I missed you today. Too bad you didn't get to show up today.
Please buy.
Oh.
Hey, well, we had a good thing there. Joe set up with his Jeep with that antenna flip up and down.
I knew
That
you'd
was
be
quite
here.
impressive.
Yeah, you missed a good show today. There's a lot of people showing up today.
His name is Jack.
No, his name is Joe.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
N6YYO?
Yeah, N6YYO. His name is Joe.
Oh, okay.
You remember that song? Hey, Joe, where are you going with that gun in your hand? He sells guns, and his name is Joe. He fits that song to the T.
And he's selling air rifles.
Right. Hey, Joe, where are you going with that gun in your hand? Really, I sells air rifles. But anyway, he had a hot rod setup there. Ward, you tell him about it, Ward.
Look at this guy. He's got a GP9 on his Jeep.
Or doesn't work.
Pretty amazing stuff. I actually got to sit in his car, not sit in his car, but check out the inside of his mobile rig here. Pretty cool stuff here. That's a huge ass antenna for a mobile setup there. He has like a little crank like right here. You could just kind of pitch it up. So that's how he gets it up and down.
Yeah, he was there too.
Hey, Ray, N3EPA is watching the Lurker. So is Don. I see him on the YouTube chat.
Oh, yeah, I see him there, yeah. He's working.
Had Don getting there at 5 a.m. and reserving those spaces. He's up there by himself in the complete darkness, waiting for some ham radio fellows to show up this morning.
5:30.
Ray says, hi, Fred.
Okay, hi. Yeah, I'm looking at the internet now. Yeah, he said he wished he could have been there, yeah. He would have learned something.
That would have been awesome.
What happened to Dave? Long Beach Dave. He didn't show up. He was supposed to be there.
I don't know. We're going to impeach him, too.
Yeah, he's definitely going to lose some points there for not showing up. We had people show up. We had no idea we were going to show up, and then he was going to show. He said he was going to show up and didn't show up. Got to give him a hard time for that one for sure.
Hi, Ray. Yeah, I see your message on the board here. Hi, Ray. And Brown, Don there, W6DEO, he's lurking.
Well, it's actually Ray that's lurking.
Yeah, so is Don Brown, right above Ray there. Anyway, what did you think about my 4100 with the Bluetooth on the backpack?
That was nice, except I thought you were on 5.2, and I'm sitting there calling out on the Catalina repeater by mistake.
I switched frequencies, Catalina, call frequency, DStar.
Well, I thought you said you was on 5.2, so I'm sitting there, saying 5.2, and Joe comes back, you're not on 5.2, you're on Catalina.
Well, my bicycle was on 5.2, the backpack was on Catalina, the bicycle was on DStar. I got 3 different radio frequencies going there. See, you got confused already with only 3 radios.
Hey, Bal, I get confused with one radio between all this other stuff I have going on right now. And I'm trying to update my iPhone that's stuck. Been stuck for the last half hour.
I probably got to reboot it.
I probably bricked it.
Hey, let me put my screen. Okay, show me your phone again. I had to put my screen up.
Oh, it's actually starting to move right now.
Because I was scrolling down the screen to read all the messages. Okay, welcome to iPhone, okay.
This thing's pretty old. 4 years old. It's an 8, I think, or 9 or whatever. I can't remember. It's not it's 3 or 4 generations old.
Okay, I got a 10. Ron FWA6AB, he's got a 12. 5Gs, he loves it.
Sorry, I had to get myself off the screen there.
Ray, if you're listening, N3EPA, where's your location? Where are you at now, Ray?
Hey, Fred, he's in California. He's actually not that far away. He's up in Gorman.
Gorman, okay.
Just north of Gorman.
I used to know the Gorman frequency. If I knew what it was, I could talk to him right now. I forgot what it was again.
I think I'm going to switch over to DStar for a few minutes, so I'll be back.
Hey, K6 West.
K6EGG.
So everybody watching on YouTube right now, I'm going to go over to what it looks like. Let me bring up my dashboard. No, that's not COVID. I'm going to be on Reflector 1 Charlie. Let's see if anybody's out there. So he's actually in Bakersfield. Let's go here. Keep on hitting the wrong thing here. All right. Let's see what's going on here on DStar.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 1 Charlie from Southern California, city of Chino, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles, and also live streaming this on YouTube. If you type in my call letters to the YouTube search engine or type my call letters into the Google search engine, it should pop up. Once again, this is Greg, K6EGG.
K6EGG, this is VK3EEK. How you going out there?
I'm doing good there. VK3AEK out there in Australia. Good morning, I guess that's what I should be saying. Was it 10 a.m. over there or so?
Yeah, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock p.m. Sunday. Back to you there.
Well, happy Sunday to you. Sorry I got my time off there. Good afternoon. I hope Sunday is going to be good for you there. I'm also streaming live on YouTube, so you could probably check that out if you're really bored, just so some of the people can hear themselves on through DStar, through my radio. So it's great to chat with you. What part of Australia are in there?
Wow, he's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm actually from Melbourne, Victoria here. I'm actually mobile using a Plystar hotspot. So, yeah, it seems to be working. Yeah, back to you there.
You sound good through your hotspot there. Yeah, I spent about 3 weeks down in Australia and absolutely loved it. I went between Sydney, Adelaide, Cairns, and back to Sydney. Really enjoyed my time. Went over to Kangaroo Island as well when I was in Adelaide. So thanks for getting back to me. I really appreciate it down there in Australia. This is Greg, K6EGG for VK3AEK.
Oh, nice. In
Yeah,
Australia.
no problems at all. Hey, so, you know, what's it like over there, the weather?
Well, California is very similar to the Sydney or Brisbane area for weather. You know, we're kind of where the desert kind of meets the sea. We're going into our fall right now. It's we had one rainstorm. It was the first one in like 5 months a couple days ago, and it's been dry and hot. It's beautiful today, right around 75 degrees and a little bit of clouds. It's supposed to be cooling off this up and coming week, and we should get into more of a fall pattern versus the summer pattern we were in the last week. So what about you? You're coming right into spring right now, right?
Yeah, that's right, exactly right. Yeah, accurate on that one. Yeah, so it's going to be, starting to come in the hotter days and got the offers. What do you like? Do you like the colder weather or do you like the hotter weather?
I can tell you, I don't like the cooler weather. I do like the summer, but I also like the change of season. So I would go spring, summer, and then fall. Fall, by the time I get being tired of the heat, I enjoy the cooler change, but I do not like the cold whatsoever. So I'm not looking forward to winter. Although in California, like I said, it's pretty close to Sydney as far as weather, so it doesn't get too cold. It may get freezing at night once in a while, like in the 30s, but not too bad. But what about you? It sounds like you're maybe more of a summer person?
Yeah, look, I'd rather cold because that way I can actually keep warm. I don't like the hot weather. Yeah, look, when it's about 20, 25, 26 degrees, that's fine. But anything more than that, I hate it. I just rather be the cold weather.
Copy that. And Melbourne, don't they have a big tennis match down there in January in the middle of the summer?
Maybe I lost him.
Yeah, look, I'm starting to lose you there because I'm on a hot spot. I'm going to give you 73s, man. And look, I'm going to say, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to actually lose you here.
Copy that. And the first personal here is Greg, and the callers are K6EGG. Thanks again, BK3AEK down there in Australia. Have a good afternoon and a good Sunday to you.
All right, anybody new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I come on a couple days a week. Been doing some a little more DStar lately. In fact, let me go listen back to 2 meter sideband real quick. See if any of those other guys pop on. Usually you hear somebody right away and you don't. So I'm going to cruise over to reflector 30 Charlie.
Up and doing a certain routine in the morning, although getting out and doing physical fitness or exercise or moving around takes a little bit more time and a little bit more effort. Having it be consistent and having it be just a normal part of your schedule where you actually feel when you miss it due to injury or and the weather's too foul or you just can't get out or I'm not retired yet, so but when something is not when you can't fit it into your schedule due to work or due to weather or whatever, or being on vacation or whatever, having to come up with a new plan, figuring out how you can get out there and stay physically active is probably one of the most important things. Like I said, I'm 55. I'm expecting to be able to. I have no physical disabilities. I can't get. There's nothing that I can't do. Get out and I can chop wood. I can dig a hole. I can get out and walk, and I can climb up a mountain. I can keep up with one of my sons is in Boy Scouts, and we walk into canyons and walk 3.5, 4 miles up into a canyon, turn around, walk back, and I can keep up with all of them, even with a little bit of cardiac damage here and there. I'm very fortunate that I'm
just a little bit of cardiac damage,
not be
just a heart transplant, just a couple
whatever. So I want to
couple bypass, no big deal.
Keep up with my kids and watch them grow up and all that kind of stuff.
Keep on dropping out, or
yeah,
what?
Getting out there, consistency is very important, and I definitely agree with you. So I'm glad to know that ham radio is a good way to communicate with people too, and when the weather gets too foul, or in your case, you're home by yourself, but you're not by yourself.
Anybody new watching right now? I am streaming some DStar here. I'm on reflector 30 Charlie. If you want to join in and say hi, I haven't said anything yet actually on it, but I'm definitely listening to it.
You're alone, but you're really not. If you've got somebody to talk to on the radio, you can pass a little bit of time with communication, get to know somebody else, and I'm glad to have got to know you tonight, Steve. And I don't know if I mentioned my name. My name's Paul. In here in Sierra Vista, Arizona.
It's dropping out a lot there.
Anyway, I'm glad to have been able to talk to you for a little bit tonight, and I'm glad to know everything is moving forward as best as it can. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your wife, and things do move on, and there's always somebody out here on DStar to be able to talk to, especially on 30 Charlie. Quite a few people from all over the world, actually. So I'll send it back to you, Steve. WA7UWG, back to you.
Talked to Steve last
thank
night.
you, and this is K6EGG. Well, just, you know how you could walk up the mountain? I could walk up the mountain. And that's the most shocking thing. And I'm 71. If you saw me, I look like a little old guy, but not a little old guy. A little old guy who could do a 17-mile pace on his racing bicycle.
I couldn't even do that.
So it's just, I didn't think I would be able to do that at my age, and I'm really happy about it. I am 71. I don't know how long it's going to last, but you feel empowered. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It makes you feel really empowered, especially at my age. Unfortunately, my wife is gone, and when you get older, the problem is that there's a lot of illness, and you do get more prone to injuries. I had a problem with my
3 hernia surgeries in right now, buddy.
Side for about 2 years.
Hello, everybody that's watching. Jump in, say hi in the chat. Would love to see how you found us. If you're returning, jump in, say hi. This is Greg, K6EGG, and if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there.
And just keep it up. I mean, every day, make it a habit, and you'll be way ahead. I mean, to tell you the truth, the kids around here, the 20 and 30-year-olds, unless they're runners or whatever they are, and there's not that many of them anymore. You don't see as many. You might see a 40-year-old or a few of them, sometimes a pace line rolling through. I think since COVID, and out here too, there's been a lot of injuries with cyclists. You get people up from the city. They bring their city driving here, and it's really dangerous now. I will only ride on certain roads anymore. Even on the roads I used to ride, which weren't as traffic now. You get the landscaping trucks, you get the big dump trucks. Usually stick to this one group of roads where there's not a lot of traffic anymore. We do have a big rail trail going through here, which is like 35 miles. But I haven't been able to get on it yet, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to make this my final. Enjoy your sounds delightful, your outdoor dispute there, and
I'm talking for 3 minutes now.
Wonderful talking to you. I think we
cool
have
stuff.
a lot in common, and I will catch you again on a 30 Charlie. And this is KD2JSM. I'm going to be clear on your final, Paul.
Yeah, thanks for the QSO, Steve. I really enjoyed spending time talking to you and finding common ground here. Yeah, you're talking about some rail trails, just real quick. I've donated to Rail to Trail Conservancy, government employee, and one of the things they let you contribute to is all these different causes and things, but that's always something that I put money into because, one, I enjoy trains, and two, I enjoy getting out in the open and contributing to the Rail to Trail Conservancy. They're responsible for finding different old abandoned railway lines and putting trails in place. They just everything up, and they take the steel away, and they take the ties away, and they leave a nice, sometimes just gravel, sometimes it's a paved trail, but yeah, there's quite a few of those. There's one of them right down here on the San Pedro River that they've turned into a trail. Really, really nice opportunity to get out and enjoy the nature, the lots of nature along the way, and some snakes. You got to watch. So, anyway, yeah, Steve, I've enjoyed talking to you too.
It keeps dropping out like every 10 seconds.
Enjoy the rest
it's
of
weird.
your evening, and we'll clear Reflector 30 Charlie for other amateurs that may want to use it. So, 73U, enjoy the QSO, and enjoy your evening. Enjoy the last
comment in the chat there, I agree with you. That would
WAWG
absolutely
Paul in
suck.
Paris, Arizona is clear and monitoring.
And yeah, he does have some people to talk to.
I think that's your call sign. I mean, you're with KD2JSM, Kilo Delta 2 Juliet Sierra Mike. Just save me.
Do you hear it
It's
popping out on my
great
screen? It was like
CISO,
going
one of the
beep,
best I've
beep.
had in a while.
It's kind of weird.
We'll meet again.
Steve isn't
hopefully
dropping
down
out
the
at all.
block, and exchange notes. And have a great evening and a better day tomorrow. This is KD2JSM clear on 30 Charlie.
73 Steve, have a good night.
WA7UWG.
Should I jump on here or go to 14? I think I'm going to go to 14 Charlie. Let's go to reflector 14 Charlie. How does that sound?
REF014.
All right, so
Charlie.
everybody in the chat. Strange. I'm hearing like a beep, like every other word. So I don't know if you've heard it on the stream or not. But I'm on 14 Charlie right now. So let's see if anybody's out there.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring reflector 14 Charlie from Southern California, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles in the city of Chino, and also live streaming on YouTube. If you type my call letters into the search engine of YouTube, K6EGG.
Yeah, I don't know why that's doing that.
K6EGG, K6RPH. Good evening, Greg.
Good evening, Ray. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. It's been a chilly day here. 30s, up in the 30s. Raining a little ice crystals today, not much. The disappointing thing is that the aurora borealis was supposed to be very visible from this latitude, but we have such a cloud cover, I don't think we're going to see it tonight, so that's a little bit disappointing.
I've always wanted to see that with my own eyes, man. That would be really cool. Have you seen it before yet?
I have not seen it live, so I was kind of hoping it. My window here in the little apartment looks to the north, so I keep looking out the window looking for lights, but I don't see anything, so all I see are clouds. So I don't think we're going to be seeing it tonight. I don't know what the forecast is for tomorrow, but I think we missed out on that. Same way with the meteor showers the last year or so. I've missed out on those because of cloud cover. So I don't know. Just my luck, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so how are you tonight? What's going on down there in Chino?
I'm doing fairly well tonight. We had a good day today in the ham radio world. A bunch of us that talk on 2 meter sideband locally got together. There was about 15, 16 of us at a local park in Orange County. Got to meet, was able to meet quite a few people that I was looking forward to meet finally that ended up helping me out with a lot of ham radio stuff. I just wish we had a little more time. I think I was there from like 10 o'clock till like 1:30, almost 2 o'clock. So great time chat with everybody there. I wish a couple more people showed up, but they said they were going to show up, didn't show up. But I appreciate the ones that come out. And we actually had that guy that does a ham radio crash course show up too, which was fairly surprising. So we had a nice turnout and ended up going to a ham radio outlet with Andy, AJ6BE, buddy of mine down there that talks on 2 meter sideband. So went and checked some stuff out there. It didn't seem like they had a lot of stuff, but it was pretty packed in there when we first got there. So, very good day in my world.
Oh, very good. Well, I used to have a place there in the foothills outside of Yosemite and overlooked the valley. It was about 3,300 feet. And I had a 9-element Yagi, horizontally polarized, and was able to work quite a few stations from up there at that altitude, just on 25 watts. So it was really good on 2-meter sideband. I love 2-meter sideband. Wish I had the facilities to put up a tower with a pair of Yagis horizontal and a 6-meter Yagi. That would be really good here. Don't know who I talked to out here in the middle of Montana, but I actually did see. I was working a part-time job. I am working a part-time job delivering packages, and I was driving by out in the middle of nowhere yesterday, and I did see at some ranch house a 2-meter Yagi sitting on a tower that was collapsed. I thought, okay, I gotta find out who that guy is. Anyway, so we're having a great day here, or we had a great day, and gonna have a good Sunday. Should be good weather. We have a few more days of decent weather. We got some sunshine in the 40s, 39 tomorrow with sunshine. So we haven't gotten to the cold weather just yet. Hopefully that'll hold off. But we could use the precipitation. We really need it. The rangeland out there is really, really dry, and you can tell that there's not a lot for cattle to feed on out there. So we really need that out here. K6RPH, Billings.
Yeah, I kind of wondered how the 2-meter side. Let me reset here. Sorry about that. Let me see if I'm in there now. Okay, should be in there. Anyways, my foot slipped off the pedal here. There's some guys I was talking to 2 nights ago, or maybe it was last night. No, it was 2 nights ago. They were in Oklahoma, and it's not that big of an area, and they were having like 20, 25 people check into their net on 2-meter sideband. I believe it was 144.230, if I'm correct. But you never know who's out there. You can always recruit people in that call on the call frequency 146.520 and see if they have sideband capabilities, and see if you can work them from there. I know Fred, KN6OS in our area, that's kind of how he brought everybody over. He kind of recruited them in from another band, another frequency. So you never know. Hopefully once you get out of I think you said you're in an apartment. Once you get out of your apartment, maybe get some land around your house, you can put up a little mini antenna farm. Now back to you. This is Greg, K6EGG, and also live streaming on YouTube if you type on my callers, K6EGG to YouTube.
Yeah, and hello everybody on YouTube tonight. Thanks for checking in. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Anyway, I can't remember his call. The owner of M Squared out there, Mike Steele, K6MYC. Used to talk to him a lot from my house up there. Man, that guy, and my son has been out to his place, and he's got an enormous antenna farm out there. But I'm sure he's running a kilowatt and 2-meter sideband. I used to hear him. He was always the strongest signal at my former QTH, and always S9 or better. Talked to him many times. He didn't live that far away. He lived about 20 miles-ish south, about south and a little east of me. And used to talk to him quite a bit. Used to hammer my needle. Anyway, that was really good. And of course, working at elevation, I was able to work all the way from the Bay Area
to the coast and on down to the southern San Joaquin Valley from there. I never did hear much Southern California traffic on 2-meter sideband, but anyway, when we get planted in our place, we'll put up a little antenna farm, and we'll see what we can do. And on 2 and 6, those are the bands I want to focus on, and of course 40 and 75. I want to build a couple of big full square full wave loops. Those are my bands of interest. I don't really have interest much in contesting, but if I did, I'd put up a 20-meter monobander. So anyway, that's the deal. We're just enjoying a good evening tonight. So I'll stand by here and go ahead and I'll listen out on your final K6 RPG.
Cool deal. Thanks for checking in again tonight. Real quick, there's a guy I talked to on 2-meter sideband, Curtis, AJ60. Check out his, I'll bring it up on my YouTube page right now. AJ60 Curtis. He also made a video of his AJ60. Sorry, I'm like really bad about the call letters. He made a video on his shack and all of his antennas he has out on his house. I'm gonna bring it up on YouTube. Actually, he put up his video on his YouTube page. So he has a really cool, like it's almost like a little mini radio station out there. So he set it up really cool. So if you get a chance to check it out, he has ground radios everywhere. All his different switching antennas. He has a bunch of his UHF and VHF antennas on top of his house, and his HF antennas are usually in his backyard there. So anyways, thanks again for checking in with me tonight. I appreciate it. This is Greg, K6EGG. Also on YouTube, if you type in my call letters, K6EGG, into the search engine. You have a good night, and don't get a little too cold up there in Montana. I'm going to be clear. K6EGG. And actually now back to monitoring.
All right. Where should I go to now? Let's go to 12 alpha. How does this sound? Let me look and take a listen to a 2-meter sideband. Real quick, REF 012. See what kind of trouble we can get in on the Papa system.
Link to REF
reflector
012 Charlie.
Doesn't look like I heard anybody was on here for a while. So let's see if anybody's on.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring reflector 12 alpha. Actually, hold on a second.
I screwed up again. I'm actually on 12 Charlie. At least I caught it this time. Last time I was sitting there calling out, nobody was coming back to me.
Link to REF 012 alpha.
Don, you caught it. Second time I did that, Don. I'm bad. It's so weird to being on alpha, so.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring reflector 12 alpha, and the Papa system repeaters here on my hotspot in the city of Chino, and I'm just about 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles, and also live streaming on YouTube if you type in my call letters to the YouTube search engine, K6EGG.
I'm still new at DStar. Give me a break here, guys. What the heck? At least I caught it before I was sitting there calling. Although I should have probably looked in the chat there. So I wonder if anybody's going to be on this one. We'll see here. If anybody on the stream tonight, jump in the 12 alpha. Love to hear from you. Looks like somebody's jumping in there. Ah, the lurker.
N3EPA.
Hey Ray, K6EGG. You cut out quite a bit of your transmission there. You want to try her again?
Yeah, I might have to reset my hotspot or my Wi-Fi there. I don't know.
I think you're okay now. Nice to hear you.
I figured I'd give somebody else a chance there and, jump in there. If not, I'd take it and just say hi.
How's it going? Did you have a nice day off there? And you're in between Bakersfield and Gorman? Is that where you're at?
Five there.
There was a little bit of a double there. You want to try that again, Ray? N3EPA.
Yeah, I'm right at the bottom of the hill here, right across from the southbound scale on I-5.
I know exactly where you're at there. I also heard somebody else key in there. Do you want to go ahead? This is Greg, K6EGG. Maybe somebody accidentally keyed in. You could probably hit a repeater on the same reflector there, Ray.
No, there's no I've tried repeaters up here before. I couldn't get into any of them. You're talking to DStar repeaters, right?
Correct. I thought one of the Papa System repeaters gets into that area, but I might be wrong.
Not unless they put a new one up, because when I first got the radio, I first come up through here, and when I didn't have my hotspot, I was looking for repeaters, and there's two up in this area, but I couldn't get into either of them.
Looks like they have some coverage from Oat Mountain on the 447-835 with a minus offset. So 447-835 minus offset. It looks like it's on the fringe edge, but it looks like it covers Bakersfield and the 5 right there, right at the bottom of the hill.
I went through my list there. I tried them, but there was two of them up here. I couldn't get into either one of them.
Very interesting. So, all right. Well, at least we can chat here. It's good to hear you tonight. Bummed you weren't able to make it down, but I totally understand. You were so close, too.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather have done something other than sit here all weekend. But I needed the break. I needed the rest. And, there's just no safe and free places that I like to park down there. So, if I'm at my deliveries, that's one thing. But The truck stops all want to charge you to pay. They want to charge you for this. They want to charge you for that. And I'm not that kind of guy.
Totally understand, man. One of these days we'll all get together again. We're going to try to do like another meeting. And if you're in town, maybe we can get together real quick if you're close enough, because seems to be every once in a while you're fairly close. Was it the last time you were like 16 miles?
Yeah. I on occasions, very rare occasions, I'll go to those Ontario truck stops. But that's where you got to pay to park, and I don't like paying, so I'm cheap.
Like somebody's on an XRF reflector right now. Can we do XRF reflectors on our radios?
It's there. I haven't had good luck with them through my hotspot. I don't know. Maybe on a repeater or something, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to try to go to XRF 12A.
Okay, I'll try.
I've never done it. Let's see here. One of the guys said try it on the stream. XRF 12A.
Linking to XRF012 Alpha.
Nope, it won't go. It will not go. Sorry. I think I need to do something to make that happen in my hotspot.
Link to REF012 Alpha.
Ray, if you're watching, I was not able to make it there. It would not link to it.
Yeah, mine wouldn't go either.
Yeah.
N3EPA.
I see Mike and Devin talking about it on the chat. I just can't seem to figure out how to get that to work. I think there's some settings I need to add in to get to one of those servers, so I have to investigate that. I think N6UTC was telling me about it.
Yeah, I think that's also the cross mode into DMR. To when you go into that XRF or one of those X things.
Yeah, I'll try. So XRF, maybe I wasn't on the right one. XRF. XRF. Let me double check here. 012 012 AL. I don't know if I can. So this is what I got here. Do I put an XRF 012A? How do I get the AL? I can't type in the AL. This is what happens when I type in the AL. Oops. I can't put the, oops, I'm sorry. I can't put the A. I could put the A, but I can't put the L. Well, that sucks. Needs to be configured.
The L is there automatically.
Needs to be configured.
N3E.
All right. I programmed directly into the right radio. Let's see if I can do that. Which one is it? XRF. 12. See, I can't put 2 letters in. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. Configuration page. Oh, XRF. Update required if changed. Oh boy, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me try to do that. I'm going to do this live on the air. So if this thing foobars on me, I'll have to come back. What am I on right now? 12? I'm on 12A right now, I believe. All right, so guys, this C, I'm probably going to lose you. I'm probably gone here. Yes, I'm gone. Not. I'll go back to 12 alpha, see if it works first. I got a dead pixel again on my screen. What the heck? It's all blue. All right, so guys, I'm going to try this XRX reflector. I think I need to add something, a server into it, though. So we'll see here if I can get it to work. It's the reason why I'm showing me, because there's nothing going on my screen, and this is rebooting here.
Not linked.
Of course it's not linked. So let's first go back to the dashboard, go to administration. Let's go to REF012A. Let's see if I can still link to that.
Link to REF012
Which I did.
alpha.
So this go to, hold on, make sure here. Let's go to direct entry. Sorry, I'm going to do this live. It doesn't, I can't go to AL. Although, you know what? Let me do this. Let me refresh this. I'll get that out of here. XRF. A. Let's just see if it goes here. So probably won't.
Link it to XRF012 alpha.
Nope. Nope. Negative, Ghost Rider. I linked to it as well.
REF012 alpha.
Now it said I needed to do an update. So let's do an update. If that helps. We'll see if I can get to it, guys. Still loading here. Let me go. Y'all, I'll be there as soon as I can. So let's go back to the dashboard. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I want to go to administration. See, I can't get an AL. I don't have an AL on there. What am I doing wrong here? So I can go here, but is it an A? I don't. What am I doing? XRF 012 AL. What's an AL? There's no such thing as an AL.
12 years ago.
Oh, there we go.
And it still works good. So anyway, it's trying to keep it updated here. But anyway, let me see what's going on here on there. I think I got it connected here. I think I'm hearing myself. KS4K.
Did I make it? K6EGG.
Yeah, K6EGG, you're in there. This is BN6CTJ. Back to Dennis.
Hey, very good. I'm receiving you as well.
Excellent, I made it. I guess I needed to follow directions and do the update after I made the change, so seems to be working. Is this like... I've never even heard of this reflector.
Yeah, thanks to you guys for realizing to myself that I was on XRF, thinking I've been on 12 alpha the whole time, but this is a little bit different, I guess. Over to Dennis.
Okay, yeah, this reflector's been in operation for a pretty good while. I've been on it before. A while back, and yeah, they do some cross band stuff here, or cross mode. I think last time I was on here, there was a node connected up to Echolink operating on here. I don't know if it's still that way or not, because I haven't been on here in a while. So back over to you, Greg. KS4K.
Excellent. So is that crossband, you mean like DMR or Fusion or something like that? So we could chat with those guys into the digital world?
Yes, you should be able to do that here. I'm not exactly sure how they got everything set up. If you bring up the dashboard for this reflector, it's got some information on there. I'll have to bring it up here. I think it's maintained by the Papa system, so I'm surprised you haven't heard of it before. So let's see if I can bring up that dashboard.
Oh, I'm learning something new every day. I appreciate you guys helping me out there.
Okay, punch in xrf012.papasys.com, and that should bring up your the dashboard for this reflector.
Yep, I got her on. There's a lot of people listening too, so I wonder why I have an A next to my name.
That's the module that you're transmitting on. So we're on, port A, so that's why the A is there, and you see it by mine as well. And I don't see let's see, he must have been coming in through one of the repeaters that are linked up, that KJ4C. I didn't get his call, or I forgot, didn't notice what it is there, but Mike there, he must be coming in through one of the repeaters listed on the gateway section.
KN6EGG, Mike here, San Diego, going through my hotspot.
Anybody new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Come on a couple days a week. Just trying to learn I'm just learning some new stuff about DStar. First time on this type of reflector.
I must be trying to look at the client list. I don't see your call listed there, but you are on the heard list, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm having a little situation with my hotspot here, too. Not sure if that's part of it. But over to you, Greg. Thanks for running the stream here.
No problem. Thanks for showing me this reflector. This has been pretty much new to me here. It looks like I got a little problem with my stream. Have you guys noticed any issues with my stream tonight? I'm getting error messages here, which is very strange. I haven't gotten one before for a while.
It looks good on this end. I see Ray has popped in on there. Okay, I see what's going on. I've seen this happen before on another XRF reflector. That sometimes the way you got your hotspot configured, it'll show up as a gateway instead of a client. So I see Ray's up there as well as Mike. So okay. Anyway, it's interesting. It shows that they got analog repeaters linked up here, and that's probably through that Echo Link setup. So I don't know about the Fusion or the DMR though, but I know there's a lot of other XLX systems that do have Fusion and DMR linked in. That I think somebody typed in about the XLX 757. Which has got all kinds of stuff linked up to it. The open quad system.
I'm going to have to keep monitoring this reflector. Is this reflector that busy? Sorry for jumping in there again. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Well, it looks like there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 stations that have keyed up on this reflector for the date 10:30. So it's probably not much use going on here.
I'd love to talk to somebody on Fusion. That would open up a whole new world, connecting with some more people there. That'd be very cool. Cool. Thank you guys for the info here. This is Greg, K6EGG.
KS4K. Go ahead. Let's see. Ray might have. See if he can get in here. N3 EPA. I saw you had logged in on the dashboard. Are you listening in? KS4K.
KN6EGG. Let me see if I got it. Seems like I got it. Yeah, but we're also being heard on the analog side too. Just FYI there. Over to you, Greg.
Copy that. The analog side of the Papa system, all the whatever 15 repeaters they have in Southern California.
Yeah, affirmative. We're connected up to analog on the Papa system there. As far as I can tell, I can hear myself through the All-Star link.
Excellent. I would love to try something here. Stand by for just a quick second. This is Greg, K6EGG on a reflector. I don't know. I'll be right back.
Hey, Dennis and Greg, great to hear you guys all be on the side here monitoring K6EGG.
Okay, yeah, good to hear you in there too, Mike. And I'm just looking at a XLS reflector list. I know they got some stuff here that have got some. Let's see here. The fusion listings. Let's see what ports they got connected up to the fusion reflectors. And I'm just trying to have them in checking this stuff out.
I'm listening to the analog repeater right now, by the way.
Get more familiarized with this. See who's running what. I'm listening to the analog side. We're definitely coming out of there. That's pretty interesting. It's good to know. In case I wanted to pop through the to this side of things. So this is great, K6EGG. Thanks you guys for showing me this.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. Anyone listening can watch this live stream going on right now on YouTube. K6EGG. Just type in his call sign and it'll show up there. This is KN6ETG. Back on the side watching the stream.
All right, I'm going to go back to normal reflector 12 so I don't tie up all these different repeaters. We're just doing some testing here, so I appreciate you guys show me how to do this. It'll be a good way to connect through if I'm out of town or something like that. This is Greg, K6EGG on the Papa system through reflector 12 and also streaming live on YouTube if you type in my callers to the YouTube search engine or you do a search engine into Google, K6EGG. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to go migrate back over to the regular reflector 12.
That's pretty cool stuff.
KN6C.
All right, very good. I'll be switching over as well. KS4K.
So,
link to
doing that.
REF012 Alpha.
I can be in my car talking on DStar, which I need to update some stuff on my car's dashboard. I can be on DStar out in the middle of the desert and tune in back into the Papa system on this reflector here, the XRF012. So that's probably linked to DStar. the analog, and probably DMR or something like that, I'm guessing. So that's pretty cool stuff. Didn't know about it. Papa System's pretty powerful here. Here's the URL right here. I'll put it in the chat. Hopefully you can get it. There you go, Mike. Let me know if you get it. If not, I can email it to you.
This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring reflector 12 alpha, and also on YouTube.
KS0 DRB. Good evening, Greg.
Good evening, Jerry. Nice to talk to you, buddy. How you doing tonight?
Doing very well. Been a very busy day on the radio. Got into some CQ Worldwide. The what is that called? It's CQ Worldwide International Contest, I guess is what it's called. And 10 meters was wide open. Made 29 contacts today, so that was great. Hopefully tomorrow I can make some more. But I'm hearing with this geomagnetic storm that we could have this evening, that may not be the case. But I'm gonna try it again tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, I heard about the contest. A couple of the guys that we met down at the park today, the reset, that we're doing the contesting are involved with that. So I also heard a little bit about it, the storm tonight. I wonder, will it hamper that bad?
That's what I'm hearing. It could have an effect on all the bands. So I guess I'm going to stick around and find out in the morning. I know 10 meters for me tonight has kind of been, the plug has been pulled, I think. Once it gets dark, you kind of lose your propagation. I don't think it's much of an evening band. But with the openings that we've been having, I tried it again and didn't get much luck. But I tell you what, from about... when I plugged my radio in, I just kind of stumbled on it today. I walked out about 10:30, pulled down my 40-meter wire dipole antenna, put up my 10-meter wire dipole antenna, and got on 10 meters, with propagation becoming kind of a thing again. I called around a little bit, and sure enough, I stubbed my toe clear on this international calling contest, I guess, CQ contest. Just kind of got immersed in that today, and it was a ton of fun. Made contacts South America all day long until this evening.
Copy that. Sounds like a lot of fun. I know that it's probably a good time to make a lot of contacts. And I didn't realize that 10 meters is open up again. And I also saw Andy, AJ6BE, in there. You want to go ahead, Andy?
Took me a minute to get disconnected from the other one. Good evening, AJ6BE, just enjoying the combo.
Welcome aboard. Just talking to Jerry out here in Iowa. So pretty busy night here on the band.
Uh-oh, the boss walked in. Better not turn around, Dad.
All she wanted to do was see herself.
Too cool.
AJ6BE.
Sorry, I got sidetracked with a little one if you guys were watching on YouTube. When did you end up getting home today? Was it still 39 minutes?
I think it still says 39 minutes. No, it was maybe 10 minutes after we talked.
Did you do any contesting today at all? And by the way, Jerry, KFODRB, is out in Iowa if you want to jump in there and say hi as well.
Oh yeah. Good evening. I might have been Andy. I pulled up your QRZ and I just closed it out there. But yeah, I'll send it back to you. I got to run down the hallway here and say goodnight to my little ones. They stayed up late. Supposedly we were gonna have a chance for the Northern Lights tonight. Might still be the case, but the YL was keeping them up a little bit later to see if we could catch that. But we'll see. So I'm going to run down and say goodnight to the little ones, and I'll be back to the radio in just a little bit. KF0DRB.
Man, the Northern Lights, that'd be cool to see. Catch you in a bit. AJ6BE, go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to see that. I've always wanted to see that with my own eyes. I've heard the photos don't give it any justice. And by the way, are you going in on your hotspot right now, or are you going in on through the pop-up repeater directly?
Zoom spot. Am I cutting out or something?
No, I just wondered how people connected to it. So I know I'm 50-50 when I talk into the Papa system. Sometimes I'm doing it on my hotspot, and sometimes I'm doing it directly through the repeater. So just wondered. Pretty cool stuff, how you could connect. And I didn't realize you can cross into the analog side of the Papa system through DStar through that XRF reflector. So that's really useful information, especially for you if you're going out of town.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know a little bit about the XRF, but not a whole bunch. Haven't done a whole lot with it yet. You know, I was intrigued with the ID 51A that Gabe had, but try and find one used ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, the ones I saw on eBay were outrageous. So I'm just going to have to wait for that 52. Wouldn't it have been funny if they had them in today at HRO? Just happened to drop a container ship in the back full of them.
Yeah, first come, first serve.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why the European nations and Japan already have them. I mean, if they have the chips available for those countries, why don't they have it for us? I'm sure we're a much bigger market, I'm guessing, right?
You would think. Holy cow, they have a FT70D for $292 on eBay. Maybe I need to sell my old radios.
Which kind was it again?
The FT70D, you know, the cheapest of the HTs by Yaesu with Fusion.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's pretty amazing.
I got paid $135 or $40 for mine, brand new.
It's like Mike's watching. It was just on the reflector, XLF reflector. He's on his 51 right now. He's waiting for a 52. I was wondering if they gave him any type of ETA, which is, I mean, most of it's probably BS anyways.
I don't think anybody's given any dates. Everybody seems to be throwing their hands up.
That's really unfortunate. I probably would get one of those radios just to have. I could put it in my room, my sleeping room. I can kind of listen to some DStar stuff because I don't have no way to listen to DStar other than my 9700 here in the house. It'd be nice to kind of, have another way to listen to stuff.
Might be the best reason to get a 705. A little expensive though.
Greg, you definitely could go QRP.
I like the idea that it's on a battery. You can take it off the bench and go walk somewhere else in the house or out in the backyard or whatever and accomplish the same thing with it. So it's just a big HT, I guess.
Yeah, you'd be walking around with a lot of coax if you end up doing that, though, unless you put a rubber ducky on it or something.
I thought that they came with some kind of a rubber duck type of antenna. Maybe they don't come with one, but I think you can get a little shorty, stubby antenna for those, if I'm not mistaken.
They kind of like the old brick cell phones, man.
Heck yeah, bring it all back.
Anybody new to the channel tonight, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trying to get up to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. Let's see if I can make it happen. Then I can start doing some live streaming, hopefully, from my phone. But actually, I think that's 1,000 subscribers. But anyways, it'd be great to try to do it.
Didn't they release that ID52 like a year and a half ago? Is that the whole thing they made a big deal out of, and it's still not here?
I think it's been at least 6 months anyway. There was a few people today that, well, at least one of them said he's had his deposit out for at least 6 months.
Yeah, I'd say roughly the 6 month to a year is probably pretty accurate for Europe anyway.
I wonder if they're widely available in Europe right now, or there's still a wait.
See, now I did hear that you can use those over here on certain frequencies, but on other frequencies you can't. I don't know. I think it was what's Jason's website? He did a review on one, and he was using one to kind of demonstrate it, and he was using a European one, so it doesn't have certain frequencies that they would hear, or vice versa, or something like that. So you could try that, but I don't know if you're just talking on DStar. You could probably set it to a frequency that you could get onto. I don't know much about the HDs and DStar.
Yeah, it's something that actually Andy brought up about the same subject. I thought I saw somewhere. I gotta look for it again. people were getting from Japan, and they were not able to use them, and then some guy was able to figure out how to flash it to the American standard. So I don't know. There's a lot of rumors floating around, so who knows? By the way, someone in the chat likes your message there, Jerry.
Duh.
I'm sure we'll get those radios in probably next year, hopefully. I hope, or the next year after that. We'll see. But they'll be fun to play with. Another toy to get.
I was going to ask you about that pop-up system. I didn't open up that link. I'll probably go back and do it. Is that just linked repeaters in your area?
That's what the XRF reflector, what it's linked to. So it's linked into some analog repeaters and some digital, some of their DMR repeaters, I think I saw. So it kind of gives what's linked to it.
All right. Yeah, I got into an XLX repeater, and I think some of those might have something to do with tying it into some of the talk groups on DMR, but I'm not 100% for sure that's correct. There's an XLX. I think it's 327 alpha that will take you right up into Alaska. And supposedly it's halfway popular, and every now and again they'll have a net on it. But I don't really know a whole lot other than I think the XLX and the XRFs kind of tie you into different modes.
Yeah, well, that reflector is definitely tied into the analog side of the Papa network out here. And their analog side has about 20 different repeaters throughout Southern California, and has well than enough coverage. So that's why I was kind of like, I want to get off of here. And someone mentioned, I think Mike mentioned, they started a net right at 8. So we got off like a minute before their net. So glad we didn't tie that up. I would have been very embarrassed, but I didn't know that was going on, and I didn't know, till right before he said that we were tied to it. To the analog side.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's a good. I guess that's a good note to keep. I'll keep that as a mental note as well, and maybe listen in every now and then. But that's interesting how that ties in there like that. So this is KF0DRB for Eddie.
K6EGG for ID, and also streaming live on YouTube if you type in my call letters to the YouTube search engine. I think Andy's still out there. Go ahead, Andy, man.
Yeah, just radio searching online. Having absolutely no luck. I guess this is one of those patience is a virtue thing, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a wait. That's going to suck. But hey, we got UFT. He's watching over in Diamond Bar. He was like one of the guys who was watching one of the first nights I went on DStar, and he was watching me fumble through, and he got on as well. So at least somebody's learning some stuff. Dana, we're on Reflector 12A through the Papa system if you want to jump in and say hi.
Did Ray Henriksen get his radio working on the crossover reflector? I don't know if I saw a continuation of that in the notes or in the chat.
No, I didn't get it working there. I couldn't hear anybody.
What are you running, or what are you using? 9700 with the, I guess it's the jumbo spot there, or, the Pi Star.
Okay. I don't know enough about it, but it sure is interesting learning about this DStar stuff. I kind of like the YouTube page and all the questions and answers and challenges and everything that you guys go through. That kind of brought me back to the radio tonight. I was watching the game.
I've learned a lot here. It helped me a lot. They actually got me started in DStar. I think I got to get into my Pi Star dashboard there, and I can't get into it right now for some reason that my tablet won't connect to it. So I'll get it figured out and make that adjustment that Greg made there. Maybe that'll make the difference.
Yeah, you got to click that thing on to use plus for XRF. Let it reboot and then do an update, and it will update some files, and then it will reboot again, and you should be able to connect to it. At least that's what worked for me.
I'm talking. I just direct entered, the XRF and the number and all that, and it seemed to work on this one. But I'm not sure it would work on my other one, which is just older version of the Pi Star.
Well, they said I was they saw me on the pages that I signed in there, but I couldn't hear anybody on the radio. I could hear on the YouTube page, Greg's page there, but I couldn't hear anybody on the radio.
Yeah, I had to do a two-step process to get in there, so I don't know if you needed to update your files after you do something to get in. So, I mean, you may want to get into your dashboard to see if you're active on the reflector. You might be able to connect to it, but you may not be able to talk or listen through it.
Yeah, I'll do that later. I got to turn my my Wi-Fi off to do that, to connect to the Pi Star, I think, but on my tablet anyway. I'll get it figured out. I got all day tomorrow.
Like the boys in the chat, I see you there, Jerry. You guys are lucky to see that Northern Lights, man. I would love to witness that in person.
Well, Greg, I don't know if we'll get a chance to see them or not. I think we're too far south, but the YL was saying that no, we should be able to see them. I'm, seeing reports that we should be able to see them, but I think we're too far south. But with the geomagnetic storm coming through, she's saying that there's a good chance we will, and the skies are crystal clear. So if it, comes down this far south and we're able to see it, that'd be great. The last time I seen it was when I was out in Wyoming, pretty much on top of a mountain. Let's see, I wasn't on top of a mountain. I was about 7,800 feet where I was. So I was up, like on the first ledge of the mountain, but we could see them coming over the Montana mountain ranges, and it just lit them up like you wouldn't believe. And that's been, oh boy, a while ago. So that's the last time I've seen them. I don't think we'll be seeing them here in Iowa, but we're going to keep an eye out. We're going to be up for a couple more hours, so we'll have to give a report later if we do end up seeing those roll across the sky there. KF0DRB for Eddie.
And K6EGG for ID with Andy AJ6BE and Jerry out there, which he just gave his call there, so I don't have to do it again. So, and Ray N3's N3 EPA. And I'm doing some research online on how these XRF reflectors work. I would like to know a little more about them.
I'm noticing I'm not seeing any distances on people. Is that because I don't have something set right? Anybody know?
I think it has to do with the GPS setting on your radio, depending on what you're running.
So the reflector doesn't override the radio when you are using the DStar or whatever?
Well, you should be able to go in and turn on a GPS setting on your radio, and I think it transmits through somehow. But yeah, when you key in, typically I get distance from, and I'm not getting it off of your radio. I'm using a mobile radio, so it's it's right there on the front of the screen. I just tap it there. And I could be wrong about this. Somebody else might chime in. Like I said, I'm running a mobile radio to 5100A, so somebody else might have a better answer for you.
I appreciate that. I'm going to play around with the settings on the radio here. Be back in a minute. AJ6B.
Yeah, you'll get it going. I remember my first night I didn't have it going. I had to turn on the GPS so I could see it, and so I can send it. I had the same problem on my my 5100 in my car.
I wonder if it'll work now. I noticed the radio was set for external GPS, so we'll see if this changes anything.
I didn't see anything on my end. Are you on your 9700?
Yep, on the 9700, and I just saw that you're 10 miles from here, so it has definitely changed something in the radio here.
So when I click on my GPS setting, of course I can't do what I'm transmitting, but mine's set on D-, I think it's like RPS or something like that. Yeah, Greg's getting there.
Yeah, I think yours has probably a GPS receiver built in or whatever. Mine, I think you need an external antenna or something on these 9700s. But I'm not sure. So I just set it manually, but I didn't tell it to look at the manual selection, so I think that was the issue.
Do you have it set for DPRS?
With a head unit, so with the 9700, I couldn't tell you, but it looks like Greg just has the same setting that I had there on my radio, so. Greg, what are you using for GPS on your radio? Is it just your main body that's sending GPS, or do you have some external?
On this radio, I have no external GPS, so I put the coordinates in manually. The radio is not moving anywhere. It doesn't need a GPS, and I just have the regular. I have a 5100 just like you, so I have a built-in GPS.
So on your 9700, you have to put in your coordinates in order to have a display. Then I imagine.
Yes, I did, and I'll show you how I did that.
Yeah, I think Ray's running the same radio, so yeah, my radio's of course a mobile, so I think that would help Ray out with the distance thing.
Yeah, so I'd go through those menus just to put it in. But he's moving around, so he wants an external GPS, so we know where he's at, and he wants to know where we're at compared to where he's at. So that's why he's running the external. Like I said, for me, it's just sitting here, so it's not leaving my desk, at least not anytime soon.
Got your distance in there that time. Kind of neat.
Andy, try to hit me. I want to see if it shows up on mine.
Oops, I hope I waited long enough there. Kind of quick keyed that one. AJ6BE Norco. Looking to see if something pops up on the screen here.
Try her again. It didn't show up for me. I still see Jerry's no problem. It doesn't show up every time for Jerry, though.
I wonder if you have to hit auto transmit. I don't have that on. I wonder if that's part of the deal.
No, you don't want to do that because it will transmit your location. It will hit whatever you're going into your hotspot like every 10 minutes or something like that. You don't want that.
Okay, what about the GPS TX mode, transmit mode? Do you have that on or off?
That should be on, and it should say DPRS.
K6RPH.
K6RPH.
That's weird. It spelled your name wrong on there.
Oh, I thought maybe I double keyed with somebody. That was me, huh? I'll take a look again here. AJ6BE Norco.
You're working. I see you, buddy. I see you're only 10 miles away. I'm 10 miles away from a compact antenna. I see Mike in there, too, from Billings, Montana. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, I just actually connected to the local repeater for the first time. There are two listed here in Billings. I was able to bring up one of them for quite a while, but never able to command it. And then I tried the other one and was able to command it, so I just wanted to see if I'm coming through.
You were making a trip. It's glad to know we're traveling to a repeater up in Billings, Montana right now. Welcome aboard. Now you have another way to connect to us, especially if you have a DStar in your mobile.
Yeah, well, I was going to put this 7100 in the car, on my pickup, actually, and I was kind of thinking, I got a D710 here also, and been going back and forth, well, which one should I install? But I think I'll put the 7100 in, knowing that I'll have repeater access, at least locally here, so that'll be good. All right, well, thanks a lot, K6RP.
Cool deal. It's nice to know that there's a repeater out there. So, and it looks a little cold up there. I'm just looking up the weather. You got 33 degrees and rain right now, man. I know you said you hit some ice crystals a little earlier ago, man. That's like right on the fringe edge, man. You're going to get some snow.
Well, I wish, but we had some spitting of some ice crystals, today, and, it really didn't do much, and there's not any precipitation in the forecast, so it's just going to be cold, which is bad. We need a lot of moisture up here. But it's so funny here, it's typical Montanans. I saw a couple of guys out when I went to the grocery store in short pants and a t-shirt, and it was like 37 degrees out.
We were out at a park today. I don't know if you heard. I think I mentioned to you. I had to put a sweatshirt on, and it was in the 60s, so I probably wouldn't last too long up there.
Oh, 60s is ideal weather. It's short sleeve weather up here.
It turned out a pretty beautiful day. Although driving into Orange County, or I think it was actually LA County that we're actually in, it was like 70 degrees and clear. And by the time I got halfway down there through this, I took a mountain pass or a hill pass called Carbon Canyon. I hit like this wall of fog and gray yuckiness. So, yeah. It wasn't the same weather it was by my house, so I wasn't prepared.
Well, tomorrow night is going to be 19 degrees Sunday night. Monday night, the low is going to be 23, and in the 30s the rest of the week are the lows. Tomorrow's high is going to be 39 degrees, which is almost cold enough to put on a jacket.
Yuck.
I'm glad somebody's got winter. No precipitation in the forecast through November 8th, which is very disheartening.
Well, we got the same problem here, pal, so hopefully we'll get something going.
All right. So I'll be standing by here on the local repeater, K6RPH.
Copy that. Do your local repeater up there in Billings, Montana. This is Greg, K6EGG for ID.
Not too far from where we like to go there, so that's pretty neat. KF0DRP.
And Andy, I still can't believe how good that antenna sounds, man. It's good enough to talk on repeaters. By the way, Jerry, we're talking about the compact antenna. It's like this little 6-inch, maybe 7-inch stub antenna that Andy had on his Jeep, and he had it hidden too.
That's actually what I use for my mobile antenna. It is 2 meter 440 and also 220. My current Yaesu that I have in the car is 220 capable, but the radio is actually kind of gone. It's kind of gone to the part of needing replacement. So I got another radio on the way for it, but I like the little compact antenna. It does get some odd looks when you drive by somebody. Hi, hi.
You know what? That's what Andy mentioned. What's the weird looks for in your eyes? You think they think you're a cop or something?
I don't think it's something I can say on the radio.
I just thought about it right when you said it because I'm looking at some video of it right now. It's a beautiful little looking antenna. I want something to be a little more stealth for me because I park in an area that has a lot of foot traffic, so I don't want to get a lot of attention. And the second I usually walk out of a car, I usually get somebody, "What's the antenna for?" So I just kind of want to be a little incognito, so to speak.
Honestly, Greg, that's why I went with it, and it's also, that antenna gets out really good. But the contrast between the silver car and that antenna mag-mounted on the rear of the trunk, it stands out a little bit if you're paying attention. Every now and again, you catch somebody, just gets a chuckle, and they're just kind of pointing right at your car, and you know exactly what they're looking at. So even my neighbor said, "Hey, what's that on your trunk lid?" It's an antenna. But they are a great little, they are a great little antenna that's, not wild and crazy, like something you had on your high school truck.
Yeah, you could let your neighbor borrow it or something. Yeah, I just kind of. The other thing, I think I mentioned to you, Andy, about the whistling with that antenna is brutal. That Larson antenna. That Larson antenna is really good. Awesome, probably the best antenna I've ever had. But that thing is annoying as heck when I'm driving. It's just here the whole time. And some nights when I drive home from work, I just want some quiet time, and I don't want to hear the whistling.
So 2 options on that. They make a closed coil version of it, and they also somebody told me, take some heat shrink tube, a little short piece, and put it over the coil. Maybe that'll quiet it down. Sounds like an interesting idea, something I might want to try. But I found that even my straight antenna is whistling a little bit on this car, so I don't know. It's a little bit louder with the open coil though.
Yeah, my super gainer, I usually use that. I think I pointed it out to you at the HRO today, ham radio outlet there in Anaheim. I usually put that on a long trip when I go up to Northern California or like Las Vegas or something. I can hit AJ60 out there with it. Hope he's watching tonight. But that thing's pretty noisy, and it doesn't have any coils in it. They're all closed. So it might just be the length, too.
Yeah, it could be, because that 2-meter one that I use does that.
Also, Greg, I don't know what some of these other antennas can handle, but that contact antenna will handle 85 watts on 2 meters.
I'm very skeptical, judging on what Andy says, because I know he talks a lot on reset. He talks a lot on 2 meter 2 meter simplex. I just wonder how it will do on there. But judging by where I saw his antenna on his Jeep there and the range he had compared to where I was at this morning, I was fairly impressed. So do you use it for simplex at all?
Well, I will be. I ordered a 2 meter only radio to pair with my, as a replacement, because I don't do much on 440 around here. But I ordered a 2 meter only radio that'll do 65 watts, and I'll use it on simplex and on the repeaters, 2 meter, of course. But I also did that because I got that 10 element Yagi that my 706 will only put out 10 watts. So I want the capability to also put, 25 watts through it, essentially. So that was the reasoning I went with that radio and couple up with that antenna to get out a little bit more on 2 meter around here. So haven't done a whole lot of mobile 2 meter simplex, but I plan to use a little bit more than I do now even. So when I do commute to work, I got an hour drive, so I'll have plenty of time to kind of test it out a little bit more, if that makes sense. K0DRB for Eddie.
So I'm getting ready to move to Nashville, and it looks like Nashville 2 meter is predominant. Is that, what do you find in your area there? Do you find that 2 meters heavier than 440, or is it split down the middle, or what's your take on that?
Well, you know what? Once you get out into country areas, you're going to find very little 440 machines, only because I think the bandwidth is, it doesn't have the reach, once you get into certain areas, 2 meters can perform a lot better. So I live, mostly in the country area, and predominantly in those areas you see 2 meters. So if I were to drive up into Des Moines, yeah, there are more 440 machines, but in Des Moines, our 610, I think it's 300 feet off the ground, so 2 meter gets in really good from a ways away. And all the other spots in Des Moines, it's predominantly, to answer your question, yeah, it's predominantly 2 meter, but there are a handful of 440s as well. I don't see them getting used quite as much. So that's kind of why I'm going away from 440, because I just not necessarily going away from it. I'm just using something tailored to more what I'm going to use. And I think.
See, let me show you here real quick. I can go to my memories, but take it off DR mode. Go to my memories on 440. I got to go back to DR mode real quick.
I think it just comes down to
my memory's screwed up here. Hold on.
Your area. If you're in a big city, you're probably going to see more 440s.
Not on terminal mode, no. I have it. There's a hotspot that transmits out. If you want to jump on the reflector, we could explain how.
Looks like Dana wants to jump in. Come on in, Dana.
Yeah, jump in, Dana.
Don't be afraid. The water's warm. Only because I peed in it. I might be afraid.
Well, don't be afraid to jump in. Maybe there's a setting that they're still working on. Either way, jump in anytime. We're kind of hogging the band up, so if there's anybody that needs to use it, by all means, jump in.
There's probably a lot of good listeners out there. I know I chatted with you about that on the way home on the analog repeater. I was a very good listener for about 8 years, and then I started talking. I'll be right back. I'm going to try something. I got an issue with my radio.
AJ6BE.
A.
N3 EPA.
N3
Environmental Protection Agency?
Northeast PA. That's where I live, is Northeast PA.
Roger. Good evening. Andy over here in Norco, AJ6BE.
This is Ray up here in Wheeler Ridge at the TA truck stop up here on I-5.
Oh, yeah. I heard you were up that way. Couple days or something? Is that right? Are you parked for a few days?
Yeah, I'm parked for the weekend. They didn't have anything loading over the weekend, so I got to wait till Monday. So, yeah, I did some deliveries down there, Carson, La Mirada, San Diego, and then I come up here to take my break.
Yep, I heard that you were going to try and come down to the park, but I mean that's a pretty good haul from where you were. I don't know that the fuel would have made sense in that one.
If I could have found a free place to park, I get free food, free showers, and free parking up here. So I had to come up here to take my break.
Makes sense.
AJ6BE.
I've been doing this for quite a while, and I can go from Pennsylvania to California back to Pennsylvania without spending a dime out of my pocket.
How does that work? Is that because you buy fuel at certain spots and they comp it kind of a thing, or you just made friends along the way?
Some of it is the fuel, but I bring all my food from home. I bring a lot of frozen foods. I make meals and then I portion it out and freeze that. So I'll bring like 7 meals frozen. I bring salad stuff. I have fresh salads in the truck. I make fresh breakfast in the truck with scrambled eggs, hash browns, and turkey sausage. So yeah, it's I save a lot of money.
Smart, very, very smart.
And I know what's in my meals because I cook them. So yeah, there's none of the nasty stuff in there.
I don't even want to think about that.
I think it's just a healthier way to eat. If I make the stuff myself, there's none of the preservatives, the grease, or I'm supposed to be on a low-fat diet, but I cheat every once in a while. But yeah, it's I don't know. I just eat better that way.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a good way to control things too. Interesting that Greg's radio shows me southeast. Greg, why does your radio show me southeast of you? I would think I would be. Oh no, that's correct. I'm turned around, so your radio would be accurate. I was starting to think maybe my GPS coordinates were wrong.
Does it show me northwest K6EGG for ID?
Yep.
AJ6BE.
Yeah, bring up the map. What, you're off of, what, 2nd Street, right? Is that something like that?
Yep, pretty close to the high school there. That's funny that Pumpkin Rock is listed on there.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I'm basically straight south of that.
I've been going down to, not too far away from you there, Eastvale to go eat. There's a Chinese food place next to a Ralph's. I sometimes go to the 24-hour fitness down there too. So that's pretty cool. I didn't realize they're that close. I'd like to try something real quick. Be right back. K6EGG.
KF0DRB. Anybody know how to change that little icon from like a house to a car or something else?
I think Ray might. I know he changed his to a truck, if I'm right. Are you still out there, N3 EPA?
I am, but I don't remember how to do it. I was just looking.
Greg, I see you're looking at the compact antenna there. The SWR changes depending on where you mount that thing, as far as quarter on your vehicle or quarter on the roof. Just out of curiosity, where was it mounted on the Jeep?
I have it behind the spare tire. So the spare tire mounts to the metal thing on the back there, and I mounted it to the metal I don't know what you'd call it, bracket that bolts to the tailgate. It's mounted to the 1.5 inch wide lip there, completely behind the tire, rim, rack, everything. It's a really dumb place to put an antenna, unless you're going to put a tall one on it, which was my original idea. But I ended up throwing that thing on it so I could get through the car wash without taking anything off. And it seems to work really, really well there, surprisingly well. So I've kind of left it. It's mostly car to car when I'm off-roading anyway. But it works really well for repeaters as well. And simplex, apparently.
Roger. I've heard that these antennas are great in like downtown areas where there's nothing but, tall buildings and it's hard to escape. So I guess I'm not surprised. I'd be curious what the SWR looks like on it, but that's kind of a neat little spot to put it.
I'm afraid to look. I've got Icom 2730 with a cheapy little radio in there. Nothing fancy. Ear to it and look at it.
I think, yeah, I'm just kind of curious.
Am I still connected here? K6EGG?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I was going between my the Papa system repeaters. I could hear 5 of them. Actually, I was listening to you guys talk, so it looks like a lot of them are up right now. So it's kind of cool.
I got my son texting me here. I'll be back in a minute. AJ6B. KN6JSC.
Hey there, Sean. First off, nice actually meeting you in person and putting a face to your voice. Just hanging out here with Jerry and Andy. Jerry's out in Iowa. Sean is one of the guys I talked to on 2 meter sideband, and I think this is his second full night of DStar.
No, I'm really letting loose tonight. 2 days is kind of crazy. But yeah, it was actually nice to see all you guys today and put out some.
Where's the DPR symbol at, though?
Do it again soon.
Yeah, we had a good showing, and surprised the Ham Radio Nation guy showed up there, or the Ham Radio Crash Course guy. So it's pretty cool. A lot of good info shared with him.
That was pretty cool. I was like, oh, I kind of recognize that guy. But yeah, he's kind of crazy that he just was like, hey, I live a mile away. I'm going to show up.
And then, to be totally honest with you, one night, because I heard him on 5 too, and I was telling him that we're trying to park at a park for a ham radio get together. I just told him, I go, hey, come on over. He said his call sign. I wrote it down. And then I was walking out, and I looked at it. I'm like, hey, that looks familiar. And I guess it was him.
I'm in the city of Chino, California, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles.
I think the highlight for me was actually meeting Fred in person. He looked exactly as I pictured him. It was kind of awesome.
All right, so Mike, I'm right here. So I go to TX mode, and I'm in G. And when I go to default, oops. Ah, there it is.
I'm pushing buttons on my radio, Greg, so if you see stuff pop up, it's just me over here being an amateur.
That's what it's all about.
Mike was helping me get through to my my settings there for the changing the symbol, so I appreciate that. And yes, Sean, Fred sounds exactly what he looks like. And we got somebody in the chat right now that's watching on YouTube that's studying for his tech license. So hopefully he can join us here.
Very cool. I like all the help we're getting on the chat as well. That's pretty cool. You found where it was.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Mike actually can probably hit a pop-up repeater. He's down in San Diego. So if you want to jump in there, man, we're just rag chewing. There's all kinds of little symbols you can change to.
Been messing with my radio, and just looked down at the chat there. I'm using 5100A, and kind of going through his chat here, see if I can get mine changed as well. Because I think mine comes up as a car. That's not right.
Hey, did anything change on mine? I added a message in a different place.
Your GPS coordinates have been lost, and now you've got an Icom radio picture.
Oh boy, I went backwards. Hold on.
It says you're 7,829 miles away.
Greg, you moved really fast.
Like, really?
AJ6B.
I've been since the 5100A is a mobile radio. I bet I can't change it.
I would think there's still a setting, for a truck or a car or Jeep or camping or something like that.
Did mine go back to normal?
And I was. Can't do it when I'm transmitting. But when I go over to, I think it's like GPS setting or something like that. Yeah, there's no icon, where you think it would be. I'm not seeing it there, so I don't know. I'll have to get the book out. I guess that's why they send those to you.
Hey, any improvement on my my GPS settings?
you move really fast. It looks like you're back to your QTH.
Does it show another message up there?
I kind of keyed through it, so it cleared it off my screen.
Okay, let me hit it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It looks back to normal to me.
AJ6BE.
Thank you for the picture there, Andy. Appreciate it. Hey, we're all helping each other out. We're learning some stuff. I didn't even know how to get in these settings. I remember Fred fumbled me through it one night, but I don't know if I got it right. So.
Well, based on that little experimentation, it appears you could probably put different GPS coordinates in each one of those then, right? Because you selected a different object, and the GPS was like reset, so I bet they're all independently settable.
Time, which was interesting.
Let's see if another message pops up when I go through.
Key it again.
AJ6BE.
All right, try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Still says your name in Chino. Might have to restart the radio real quick. Maybe it'll make the change apply then. I don't know if it's a live on the fly kind of thing.
Great, you should be able to just tap that second message there, and that should be the one that applies it.
That's what I thought, and I did it and didn't do it. So how about now?
You got it now, live on YouTube.
N3EPA.
I don't know, I might have keyed in there with somebody else, but I might have keyed in somebody else. I'll let this.
I bumped it by accident. I'm sorry about that.
N3EPA.
That's all right. I was just going to mention to Greg here, I think we're spending more time watching you play with your radio and give you reports.
Yeah, well, I hope people are learning. I know a couple nights I was on. Actually, Dana, he's watching right now. He's working on his what's it called? His DStar right now. N7, and I can't remember the last 3 digits of his call sign. He was watching me fumble through my settings on live with Fred, one of our local guys here in California, talking me through getting on DStar, and he was doing the same settings I was, and he ended up following us on a repeater and said, "Hey, I was watching you guys on YouTube." So maybe someone's learning something from this.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I know I am. I like how these ICOMs are kind of all similar.
Yeah, the menu system or menu stack, whatever, is very similar, and they're pretty easy to float through. I noticed on some of the Yaesu radios, they're a little deeper than I care to go into. Even some of the professional audio equipment and stuff I work with at work, the menus aren't that deep. They're spread out a little better, and they make a little more sense than some of those menus in the Yaesus. I'm just speaking from, I'm used to having an Icom and a Kenwood, and their menu systems are pretty much sort of similar. So that's kind of how I like it.
The same thing. The Yaesus, I do like them. They are a nice radio, but I'm so used to pressing buttons and not like diving through a menu. I start diving through a menu, especially on a mobile radio. I get a little bit distracted, and it's easy too. But that's not what I'm looking at looking for in a mobile radio. Even the what was I gonna say? The Kenwood stuff. There's not much menu functions there. It's all buttons there in front of your face. And that's like you said. It's kind of comparing. This is probably a poor analogy, but like an iPhone to an Android. But they are just, almost not opposite. They're different, and it depends on, how if you like to dive through the menus. I don't know if you can hear that, but anyway, I was thinking, my next radio would probably be like an HF radio once I pass my general. I was gonna swing for a nice Kenwood. Well, a Kenwood HF radio, because I'd rather just be there hitting buttons. So, I don't know. That's my take on it. KF0DRB for Eddie.
And Jerry, I agree with you 100%. I do enough menus at work. The last thing I want to do is play with menus at home. It's so hard to remember the menu stacks. I use a lot of different equipment at work, and they're all similar in fashion, but they're off by just a little bit. So I get, sometimes I get buried into something and end up escape to try to get myself back. We got some new gear recently, and I was like, I read the manual like 4 or 5 times just to make sure, where I was, where I needed to be on the menu. Because we use a lot of wireless microphones, and they have a different menu stack on the transmitter than they do the receiver. So it's just like, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, when I get into a rhythm and, I'm in the wrong menu screen, I get things so messed up, I don't even know what I changed. And, even that 2-meter only radio that I ordered, all of them are really easy to operate, even the Yaesu one, but just going through some of the features on that Icom, I'm just familiar with it because that's kind of what I started with, and even that 706 that I have, it is similar. It is an older radio, but just functions-wise, there's more menus on that one than there is, even this radio here. But it's all easy to navigate, I feel like. I do have a Yaesu FTM 350 that is in my car. It just needs to be replaced because I think I'm having some issues on the receive side of it, like a filter for receive or something like that. But man, the menus on that was kind of tough. Even though I've had it for a while, that one's really thrown me for a loop because I don't understand, some of the short abbreviations. So I kind of prefer the Icom, and I really like these.
Just what I was going to say.
That was just what I was going to say, the short abbreviations. Yes. I don't know what a RFC2 is, or whatever their abbreviations are. So, yes, I was just going to mention that. But, the Yaesu radios have a lot of stuff that I do want on it. One of them is a DVI out or HDMI out. So, you got to, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, there's a little give and take of them for sure. let's see that FDM 350. I am able to plug my microphone into the head. It has a microphone plug-in in the head unit, and this 5100A does not. Also, that FDM 350 has a speaker on the head unit and the body, and you can make it go to both speakers or either or speaker, and you can also plug the microphone into the head unit or the radio. Just there's a little bit more functionality there too, where I can see, would swing somebody. Of course, that's an old radio. It's discontinued now. I don't think the 400 is like that, but I could be wrong. So at the end of the day, I think that was still a pretty good radio.
Yeah, just like a car, every radio has some things you like about it and some things you don't, and some things you wish you had, and some radios do have. My thing I'm dying, this 9700, I'm not into like a full-blown, all-band radio, even those are nice and convenient. It's nice having a couple different radios. I wish this Icom 9700 had a cross-band repeat. That's the only thing in my eyes that's missing. It drives me nuts. I would love to have that.
Is that a 2-meter 440? I imagine that it is, seeing how your radio is on. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't have crossband.
The 5100 does. The one you have does. The one I have in my car does, the 5100. But this one doesn't. They left it out for some reason. I have no idea why. I used to love sitting in my backyard having my VX5 where I can't pick up some of the repeaters because my house is blocking some of the hills. My TS2000 are retransmitted in my backyard. So I just don't have that capability. And it also was fun. I would try to check out my 2-meter coverage driving around my area to see how my radio sounded. I would go to different hilltops, and I wouldn't say a summit, but I'd do a hilltop and see, hey, do you hear me here on my direct, and do you hear me through my crossband repeater, so I could have some idea how my signal was getting out. So yeah, it's just frustrating, really frustrating.
Yeah, I've used crossband repeat, just kind of testing it out, here on my property. But I'm actually going to use it for an event coming up next weekend. Take my HT, which is the little bow thing, and the crossband through my car, which will be either I'll be in it or I'll be next to it. So either I'll be using crossband or my radio. But it's very handy. I thought about buying a second 5100A, but like I was telling you, with the 2-meter only Yagi that I got back here that I can swing around in any direction that I want to, the 2-meter only is great for that, and it'd be a great little car radio too. And it was in the price range of what I was looking for. I didn't want to spend another, whatever these things are going for now, and just have 2 of them. Although it would be great. I was looking for something a little bit more rugged that I could leave it in the car, because I think the 5100A has a screen wash issue if they're sitting in a hot car or in the sunlight. I guess it's kind of tough on the screen, where the 400 doesn't have that. I think it's actually a little bit more rugged and probably easier to mount, because the 5100 display is actually it's a little bit cumbersome to mount, in a car that doesn't have a lot of dash space, I guess.
The other thing about my 5100, great radio, I wish I had a color display like my 9700, although the 5100 is an older radio, so I kind of understand it. Has kind of the same menu system as I believe the 7100. Is that correct?
I think it's actually very similar. That was another radio I was considering, but with the 706, other than having the DStar function, I don't know that I need it. But that's a nice radio. I don't know. Is that let's see, would that be 160 meters through 6 maybe? I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I think it's probably the same display. But this 5100, probably a 7100 as well. I know that they have been out for quite some time, so I don't know if you consider that old technology or not, but yeah, I think they are very similar display-wise, just a little bit different arrangement. I'm watching the chat here. It's going to go nuts.
Yeah, it's a very busy night tonight. Liking it. Andy, you still there? What radio did you have in your Jeep today? Was that the 71?
Negative. The Jeep's got a 2730, I think it is. I just an analog radio. What happened to Dana in trying to get in? Still trying or what?
Last I heard, he was trying to work on it. One second, I updated my iPhone. It blew out all my passwords. Oh boy. And how many watts was that putting out today, Andy?
I think it's 50.
It's pretty good stuff. I'm just beside myself how good your that compact Tana is working, man. You totally sold me on that this morning.
I think you got to give it a challenge for it to work really well.
Oh man, I'm so bummed out. My passwords are blown out of my phone. I updated iOS 15 or whatever it is.
15 dot what? Because my phone's been telling me, hey, you need to update. It's like, I just did that. And it's telling me I need to update again to 15.1 already.
Yeah, I'm on 15.1. I thought it was a security update, and an hour later it's still updating. So I'm like, oh man, updated to that new system.
Well, maybe it was a security update. Your passwords are gone. Can't get into anything now.
Sounds pretty secure to me.
Locked down.
And I can't even get into my Chick-fil-A account.
There you go. You've been targeted.
For a cool meal, I'll give you the password.
If someone can give me the password to my my Facebook account, I would love it. That'd be really nice. I don't think I could pay a meal though. Maybe a nice lunch.
Chick-fil-A, I imagine.
So it looks like Dana's still working on his deal there. He's not hitting any repeaters, which sucks. He should be able to pick up a Papa one. I'm picking up like 6 of them tonight.
I'm watching, but I only see 6 lights. What's up?
You only see 6 lights?
Yeah, I was just looking at the stream here. I see 6 thumbs up. Is that a like? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, the thumbs up. I don't know how that works. I think someone, when they like it, they push it up, or they... Oh, we just got another one there.
Well, that was me. I backed out of the chat, and I see there's 16 watches, and you got 6 thumbs up.
Yeah, it looks like I peaked at 22 tonight, which is a new record for me. I hope you guys all enjoyed me fumbling through my Icom 9700 tonight. I learned something new, thanks to Mike down there in beautiful Mission Bay in San Diego, California. And Andy, it sounds like you're going to be able to talk, as soon as you get over your new QTH over there across the country.
I think so. I'm still drooling over the repeaters though, man. $1,600 and you're in.
Yeah, but you can do it with a hotspot unless you want to drive around. I don't know, man. $1,600 is a lot for a repeater. And you're going to have to pay for internet service for that thing, too.
Yeah, but I'll have that anyway.
You just going to put it at your house?
I think so. I mean, I need to see what it actually looks like as far as, elevation and all that. But, low level, something local.
I can't wait to check out my buddy's house that lives out there. I'm going to try to go out this summer and eat a bunch of good fried chicken and fried bad barbecue and everything out there.
They got the stuff, I'm told.
AJ6BE.
All right, I got a question for those of you watching on YouTube. And you two here, Jerry and Andy and Ray. Why is it sometimes I see and hear the GPS call signs for somebody, and sometimes I don't? And how do I turn off so I don't hear that call sign anymore?
That could be a technical one, and I don't have an answer for you.
Me either. It's probably the same spot where that icon is, icon for the house and the truck and the car, so I have no idea.
See, I'm not seeing your truck anymore. I wonder what happened.
It still should be there. I didn't change anything.
I think Dave Rice nailed it down. It's a setting in your radio.
Yeah, I'll have to look on my 5100 because I remember changing mine to a car. I remember seeing a symbol somewhere, and I can't remember where. So when I look on it tomorrow, and if I talk to you tomorrow night, I'll definitely let you know, Jerry.
Okay, yeah, Roger. I've gone through the menu settings, and I'm probably just not looking in the right place. I've been through some of the ones you don't really frequent too much, and I can't find it where you think it would be, and I can't find it where you think it wouldn't be. So I wasn't sure. And with it being a mobile radio, I got to think, well, maybe you can't change it. But then the comments from I think it was Andy or somebody. I was getting Andy and N3 EPA kind of confused there, but you would think that there would be a way. If there's an icon, you'd think you'd be able to change it from a car to a house or a house to a Jeep.
Get a lot of answers on YouTube. This is nice, man. This is very interactive. We got Eduardo watching down in Mexico. Maybe he'll jump in and say hi on the radio.
On the 7100, you got to go to the set button and GPS text mode and select that to off. I'm sure it's something similar on the 9700.
Eduardo, jump in here and say hi. I'm on Reflector 12 Alpha. I'm sure these guys would love to hear you out here. They would love to make the contact. Thanks for watching again tonight. I appreciate it.
Receive call sign via speech.
Shoot.
Here into Reflector 12. Yeah, I don't know if that's the thing that it's triggering that alarm on your radio. I'm kind of curious about that because I saw that your last broadcast and I was like puzzling this over. So you rec K6EGG to the group XC1SCW.
Eduardo, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for jumping in here. Yeah, we're going to figure this thing out, I think. There's a couple answers on there. I'm not sure 100%. I don't know if you want to throw it over to you, Jerry. You want to talk to Eduardo there? XE1SEW down there in Mexico.
Kind of looked like our gathering here today.
Yeah, Eduardo, Jerry here in Iowa. Call sign KS0DRB. Yeah, working with the 5100A here. Going through a couple menus. Greg, I seen in there, if you go into speech setting on my 5100A, I know you run 97, but you can change, when a call sign pops up, you can shut that off or change it. I don't know. Every time I transmit, I lose my menu settings. So go ahead, Eduardo.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I was actually trying to figure that out also because I saw the last broadcast on Greg, and yeah, I was trying to figure out that one also. I have a THD-74, and it has that option when you transmit your position on DPRS
Right there.
every transmission. I don't know if that's the thing.
Well, I went through GPS. I went through a lot of them. I'll probably end up going to the manual. Actually, I'll probably do the manual last, last resort, of course. But I'll probably go through all the menu settings and just kind of go through them all. Because there is a lot in there, and it's probably just as simple as that. But when I go to GPS on this one, I don't see anything for icon settings. Even when I go, I don't know if that's called a sub menu or not, but I go down as far down the menu as I can and see what all I can change. And that's the one thing I haven't been able to find. Like I said, it's not really a big deal. But because my GPS location never changes. It's not moving. It's parked here in the corner of the house. So it was just something that came up, and I think got a lot of people's attention.
Yeah, I guess it's not that cool to have your position every transmission in there, especially on a live stream from YouTube. What do you think, Greg? K6EGG in the group, XC1SW.
Well, talking or reading David Rice in the chat here on YouTube, definitely was in my function menu in my settings. Was able to turn it off. So I just hope I could still see the display. I'm fine with that, but I'm tired of constantly hearing the speech, especially wearing headphones.
Yeah, I'm sure the speech can be disabled, but I don't know if that will affect any other settings, like when you change the reflector or anything else.
I think you're right. I'll be right back. K6EGG.
Dana, I hope you're watching. I hope you're watching here, David. So for me, I go to DV menu, repeater list, I'm trying to go to nearby. Hold on. One second. Holy shoot. TV menu. Where's my nearby list? Oh, I know why. No, wait. God, my menu, my USA West. So let's go through here. And the reason why I'm showing you this, so Corona, go here. Actually, I'll click on it. You can edit, subname. Oops, dang it. Hold it. Edit. Scroll through. You could change the offsets right here. So you can click on that. Oops. You can change it here, enter, and then right over. You should be able to get to it. So if you need to see it again, just rewind the tape from the YouTube there. So just if it's a duplex or sorry, if it's a plus or minus, you can do it here. Oops. Or
I found it.
Is that Dane in there? Do you finally figure it out?
KF0DRB. I found it on my 5100A.
Excellent. I was actually also helping Dana trying to figure out his offset on YouTube. Sorry.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all. I think we got 3 or 4 different things going on here.
This is great. We're all helping everybody out here. And you got Eduardo jumping in here from Mexico, and everybody's helping everybody. Like this stuff.
Bunch of amateurs pushing buttons.
Yeah, amateurs aren't the ones making these manuals, so sometimes they don't, I don't know. They don't go, I like someone to actually physically show me how to go through a menu, because reading it doesn't make much sense to me. I need applied knowledge.
If you guys keep this up, you're not going to be amateurs anymore.
K6EGG.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to receive the pink slip.
And I'm still hearing that speech.
KM6JEE.
KM6JEE, checking out DStar.
Go ahead. This is Greg, K6EGG for KM6JEE. We're also on YouTube. If you type in my call letters to the search engine of YouTube, welcome aboard.
Thank you much. It's been a while since I've been on. Just fired it back up, checking out the open spot, which I'm currently not hooked up to, but playing around with that, and got the DMR radio out also, trying to get that back up with a PyStar. But takes some time to get back into it.
Yeah, it's sounding good. You could probably hit some of the Papa repeaters right by you there. I think Saddle's right there, I think, right? Papa 4?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to get it back onto the open spot, just to find it easier than doing it on the radio.
I totally understand. I'm actually talking through my hotspot. I can hit 4 different repeaters, so it's sometimes a little bit easier.
Yeah, well, I'll be playing around on the side here, trying to figure it out, get it back up online. But 73 is here for now, and it's KM6JE.
Thanks for checking in, K6EGG. Eduardo, you want to jump in there?
I was just testing also the DPRS here. Yeah. Yeah. I just activated the DPRS and look, there it is.
There it is. Now I see a Jeep in there. Welcome aboard, man. Cool deal. It's nice to see you got some stuff up there.
Well, just making some tests also. It's all good.
Yeah, the thing is, with some of these radios, you can't see your change unless you ask a bunch of people. So I'm glad I'm able to at least show people, yeah, this is working, this is showing up, this message is showing up. been a busy night on the radio tonight. K6EGG for ID in Southern California.
KF0 DRB testing.
This is N3 EPA. I'm going to sign off here. Good night, guys. Nice talking to everybody that was on there. 7-3 is, I look forward to catching y'all later.
73, sir. Good to get you on the reflector here. N3 EPA, KF0 DRB. 73.
I think I'm going to call myself 7-3's Ray, and everyone else on the radio here. We'll catch you next time. It's past my bedtime. Andy and Norco here, AJ6BE. I'll be clear.
Yeah, 73, sir.
Andy, it was great hanging out with you tonight or today, and yeah, this is probably the latest I've talked to you. Hopefully, we can get together maybe someday next week. I'd love to grab that antenna from you. I appreciate it. This is Greg, K6EGG. I didn't realize how late it was. I think I might call it too. Jerry, you have a wonderful evening, as well as Eduardo. Thank you for jumping in there. This is Greg, K6EGG on Papa. Actually, I'm on the Papa Reflector 12A from Southern California.
Dana, you get it going yet?
Good to catch you this evening, Greg. It's been kind of fun. So I'll say 73. I see there's another call sign pop through, Kilo Sierra 4 Kilo. I seen your call sign pop up on the dashboard. Yeah, if you have comments, go for it.
Nothing much. Just want to say good evening to everybody. This is Dennis out here in Southeast Georgia. Not using the radio at this moment, so just checking out the old archaic DV dongle here. How's it sound?
You came in pretty well there. You had a 2% loss. But
all right, I'm going to dump out of here. Sorry, I am getting pretty tired. It is getting pretty late. It's 10 o'clock. Got an early morning this morning for me. I got to do some exercising before I get to sleep. So once again, everybody watching tonight, I really appreciate it. Anybody new to the channel tonight, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and then you'll get alerted when I pop online next time. I come on about 2 or 3 days a week, depending on my schedule. You have the exact same settings. That's strange. So I'm going to try to come on as much as I can the next couple of days. I got all next week off, but I do have some personal things going on. I might come on later Monday night. It's my wife's birthday, so we're going to go out to dinner and spend some time down in Orange County. Then I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday off next week. So I could guarantee I'm going to come on at least 2 of those nights. So once again, thanks for all the interjection on the chat and helping me out. I hope it helps some people out here learn some stuff. I know it sure as heck helped me out. So we had a good night, a good day of ham radio. Went to a little meeting out in the city of Cerritos. I met some of the guys that talk on 144-250 upper sideband. Thanks for offset information is the same. That's strange. Oh, you know what? They changed their call letters. Dana. Don't go anywhere. Dana. So if you notice, their call letters are different. Let me pull that up on my screen. So you might have to change the call letters. So you may not be able to hit it. God, their website sucks. They changed it after what's the Papa system? They changed the website recently. And I have it all saved in different locations, so I'm trying to pull that up for you right now. Give me just a second, Dana. Papa system. Come on, load up. Repeaters, DStar. Santiago, you see the different, it's KM6LVQ. KM6LVQ. Good night, Sean. Once again, nice meeting you there. So, Dana, you still here? Hopefully. Guess not. All right. So I think I'm going to definitely call it a night. It was a fun night. It was a fun day of ham radio. It was very, very long day of ham radio. Probably looks like I streamed 3.5 hours. Spent probably 2 hours in a car talking on the radio and talking ham radio at the park. So very long night. Once again, anybody new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Just trying to get up to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. Just a little personal goal. Not trying to make any money off of it. What you see is what you're probably going to get here. I may do some updates to the stream. Put the chat in the screen, actually. I have to update my computer to do that. Pardon me, upgrade my computer to do that. So it's going to be a little more expensive than just doing a couple updates. So that's going to come in due time, hopefully by the end of the year, depending on if Apple gets any new computers in. Right now, it's a 6-week wait for the Apple M1 that I want, iMac. So it'll be some time. So once again, great night of information sharing, a great day of information sharing, and I appreciate all watching. And I hope to talk to you Monday night. Depending on my schedule tomorrow, if I get done early, which I doubt, it's Halloween tomorrow. I got a 4-year-old. So we're going to have a little party here, a little super spreader, a little COVID super spreading going on here. So I don't know how my schedule is going to be tomorrow night, but hopefully maybe tomorrow, maybe a little bit later on. Yeah. We had one last year too. It was illegal, but according to the state, of course. Smash that like. Tell your friends tell your ham radio friends that I do this. Send them some emails, spread the word. I would really much appreciate it. Once again, not trying to make any money, not trying to sell you anything, just trying to get some information. Thanks, Mike, for watching. Appreciate it. This is Greg, K6EGG. Have a good evening, everybody.